Ihadolka, the absolute being. She is female, 23 years old, bad.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Core. This is Core, where we talk about video games. My name is Scott Johnson, and I'm joined today by a man who plumps when you cook him, John Jagger. John, hello. Welcome.
I must be done then.
Yep, you're done. And
take me out. The plumpness is too much.
You're a hot Frank, as they say. Also, North America's #1 runner of lakes, Beau Schwartz. Hello, Beau. How you doing over there?
Hello, everyone.
Oh, hi. Beau just ate a thing, and he's done eating it now. Right?
He found out I was plump and done cooking, and now he's digging it.
I saw the way Scott introduced us, and did John first to give me time
to swallow your food. Yeah,
I was like had the last bite, so I instinctively put the rest in my mouth, making it the maximum amount of time required for you to wait. If you did not, that's fine.
I love it. I love it. Don't worry, all you misophonia people.
I'm done though, so there won't be any more eating. Just a treat for the opening.
All right, there you go. We get rid of those people with that phobia immediately.
I like that Beau is checking all the boxes today. Comes in, immediately repeats what we've been talking about as if it's new in the pre-show. Starts the show off eating.
Yeah. That's my kind of thing.
Settle in, buddy. It's going to be about 3 hours of heavy breathing into the microphone.
Yeah, pretty excited.
So I woke up 6 minutes before the start of the show. So.
Yeah.
Or 8.
8. Oh my gosh. I was 6. I was a little iffy, but 8. Holy shit. Do you have a late night or something? Everything all right over there? You slept okay or whatever?
I feel like I've only gotten like 5 or 6 hours the past 2, maybe 3 nights.
Yeah.
So Core, because we do Core later in the afternoon, it's like if I needed some sleep, I got some time.
Yeah, it's a good time to sleep. I see that.
I set an alarm for 1:30 and I slept through it. So,
well, there you go.
I knew I was going to sleep in. I've been addicted to Nightreign. Sorry about that.
Oh, hey, Beau. I guess we're going to start the show.
That's fantastic.
I'm good. Right. I'm ready to rock.
Ready to rock and roll, baby.
I'm ready to rake Xbox over the coals, boys.
Yeah, let's do it. Can't wait. All right, well, let's get to it. I wanted to point people's attention to a little interview I put up yesterday on the Core feeds, video and audio. Did a little interview with Shane Maddox. He's been a member of our community for ages and made a video game. It took him about 10 years of constantly poking away at it. He finally got it done. I'm super stoked for him. It comes out tomorrow, I think. Or no, today. I forget. Anyway, it's called, I guess I could look on this link I put in here conveniently. I want to make sure I'm telling people right. If it's available, you should get it. If it's not, it's not. It's the 10th. So you have 11 hours till it unlocks. Go and wish list this thing. It's called Gyro, and it's available on Steam right now. And we had a really great conversation about what it takes to make a game on your own, to be a solo dev. We even brought up and talked about the whole myth of making something in a weekend versus not, or, what expectations are for small devs on a big platform like Steam and what Steam does to both accommodate you, maybe in some ways hinder you, and things like that. It was super interesting, and I'm really excited for him. So go check out Shane's work over on Steam. It's Gyro, Gyro, not to be confused with Euro, the fantastic food you get at a Greek restaurant. Yeah.
Have a Euro while playing Gyro.
Yeah, and it's good. I've been playing it. You're not a marble. You're a cleaning robot that's stuck in this ship, and you're just trying to get work done. But there's like an overarching, maybe sinister story going on that you're not really sure about. But you got to busily find your way through these zones of this ship and do so with some skill, because the puzzles get tricky.
Huh.
And it's got a great physics engine. Use a controller to play it. It's very, very cool. So big ups to Shane. You probably already heard this, whoever's listening. If you check out the feed. If not, it's up there now. It's about a half an hour talk, and we had a blast. So go check it out. Core.show. All right. What else we got going? That's it. Let's get to the news.
Yeah, let's buckle up for fun times, everybody. It's going to be yucks a minute.
Yep. Today we're going to get one of these. Let's do this. Here we go. That's the sound of Xbox and Microsoft falling down an endless pit.
Yeah, that's what happens when they kick you out of the window of the building you work at Xbox.
Yeah, that's right. We know what's going on with Xbox, and we've said this before many times on the show, and we'll say it again. We're not really that interested here in covering every single time there's layoffs, partly because it just happens too often, but also, once you've talked about a layoff, you talked about all of them, and it feels like it's just sad. But this is a little bit different because this will genuinely alter the trajectory of what Xbox is moving forward. And we're going to sort of pick up the pieces and see if we can figure out what's going on here. So
it's also too big to not talk about.
Yeah.
Like, that's the other thing is yes, our opinions on layoffs haven't changed. And so in that regard, there's not a lot of new to say, but this is undeniably big what's happening.
Yeah, this is a big, huge shift. Most of it's, you can't paint it any other color than bad, I think. But there's some interesting shifts happening that may or may not determine what you may be playing next from the studios that are still there. But there are 5 studios on the chopping block, or the sale block, however you want to call it. Double Fine, Undead Labs, Ninja Theory, Compulsion Games, and Arcane. And here is the status of those. And we've learned a little bit since then what's going on. But Double Fine and Compulsion are now independent developers again. They've both been that before. I don't know if they meant they had to buy something back, or if the details of that are sketchy, so we don't really know. But they get to retain all their IPs, which I think is a good thing.
That is good.
Yeah, Microsoft didn't get all greedy and go, we're keeping, I don't know, Psychonauts 2 forever. It's just now a Double Fine game again, and they get to take any of those IPs anywhere they want to go. Same goes for what Compulsion was working on, and they were the guys that did Half Past 3:10 to Midnight, or whatever it is. What was that called?
The Midnight game that now I can't think of because you said 3:10 to midnight. Now that's the only title I can think of.
Halfway to Midnight, or something like that. Whatever it is. That could be a new Spider-Man movie title. For all I know.
Don't know. It is amazing what you have done. Literally the only title I can think of right now is 3:10 to midnight.
Yeah, because that would be a great movie and/or game. I'd be into it.
South of Midnight.
South of Midnight. Jeez.
Thank you.
Well,
chat.
Anyway, thank you, chat. So there's that. Then there's Ninja Theory and there's Undead Labs. Ninja Theory, well known for what they're doing. Undead Labs, primarily the makers of the Dead games. Oh my gosh, State of Decay 1, 2, and then
got
3.
in before you threw in a guess that was going to throw me off forever again.
Yeah.
State of Decay.
State of Decay. And both these studios are now entering or have entered into terms to join new ownership. So they're going to get funding somewhere else. That leads to me to believe if they're going to let Double Fine and Compulsion take their IPs, then they're probably going to let Undead Labs finish out whatever 3 looks like, State of Decay 3, and do it with new ownership.
It sounds like that is the case because Ninja Theory is still optimistically saying Senua is coming out.
Oh, that's right. They are saying that. I forgot to check up on their stuff.
So it would be safe to say that they are still, unless there is some other terms to that, but it sounds like, at least for right now, there is some degree of still ownership.
Yeah. So there could be hope for either of those 2 games. The one I'm more interested in this particular case, not for any specific reason, but I like State of Decay games quite a bit. And I think that third one
I thought you were going to say Senua because I thought, well, nobody cares about the State of Decay games. And
No.
You're immediately like, I love the State of Decay game.
I do. Right. That second game in particular.
That's proof that, you know what, gaming is a wide, vast
That's right.
Industry.
That's true. And if you're sick
lots of interest.
If you're sick of zombies, you probably don't want that game. But I like the second one in particular. It's very, very good. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. And then Arcane is a whole different bag of chips because they're based in France, and France has very specific, strict, weird, kind of gotta deal with it business laws. And because of that, it's not so easy. It's not such a clean sweep. But my guess is we end up in a similar position where they have to make whatever concessions they have to on all sides, but Arcane ends up looking for new ownership or doing it themselves or going independent.
We don't know. It kind of sounds like they wanted to axe them and they can't. But what that ultimately leads to, we'll have to see.
And there was rumor floating that, and we'll get to more about them in a minute, but Obsidian was supposedly in a similar discussion route This was just pure rumor before any of the announcements that they were maybe also on the chopping block. Turns out they weren't, but they did lose about 25% of their staff, and the big changes are happening over there. We'll get to that a little later, but those are the primary studios affected. You notice you're not seeing Bethesda on this list, although there were cuts at Bethesda. Half the ESO team gone at ZeniMax.
Sorry,
gone.
I have to give a shout out just because we got to find humor where we can, but Cruddlefish in the chat said those quote unquote weird laws are called employee rights.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that. What I meant, I should say that better. I don't mean their weird laws. I mean their laws. You guys are better over there at protecting employee rights. 100% that is true. And I wish we did more of it here. I just mean because of those laws, they're going to get bungled up in it.
I knew what you meant, but it just was a very funny comment.
Yeah, we could use a few more of these quote unquote weird laws in the States.
Weird laws.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird laws just means like not the usual that you're used to maybe in America.
There you go. Yeah. That is all I meant. So,
but like if you know, like everyone here knows, like even different states have different laws, so it's always different everywhere. So
yeah, it's harder to do this sort of thing in California, for example, than it is to do in Texas. You have more rights in California for your company. So when Blizzard does a vast layoff thing, it affects their Austin office differently than it affects their Orange County offices.
Right.
So that's just the way of it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, but hopefully Arcane can get out because Redfall is like I don't know who holds the bag internally on the Redfall debacle.
Yeah,
but that did become quite the debacle, which has usually been reserved recently for Sony projects. But
yeah,
you know they became very public, and that was Arcane's fingerprints on it. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's like
I think that was a different Arcane that was responsible for
Arcane
Redfall.
Austin.
Was that the Austin office?
I think
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was.
That's one of those weird things where you're like, well, you're both Arcane, so like whose fault? Like are you just different teams and just share a name, or why is that Arcane? Why is the Austin just as Arcane as the French Arcane?
We should dig into that. There's two Avalanche softwares too. There's one in Sweden, and then there's the one here in Salt Lake City. And one makes Harry Potter. The other one made, what was the game no one liked? They made a lot of games people did like. They made the Just Cause games. They made that Mad Max game that I loved to death, and they made that shooter that all of us were Rage 2 that we were all a little disappointed in.
They do it for like talent acquisition, because I know I've heard Sven talk about at Larian because they have a global, like their main offices are, I forget where, but you know, in Europe somewhere. Is it Belgium? And then like they have offices around the world, right? And it's just like maybe it's to find the talent they're looking for is like not easy to find if they just go local, right? They got to, you know, so you have offices around the world to like just attract talented engineers and artists.
Well, he also another thing that Sven said that was a benefit, at least he said it with Baldur's Gate 3, and I would assume this would be with future projects as well, is that it allows them to have near, if not exactly, 24-hour dev cycle. So in other words, like if you just have one localized company, everybody goes to bed at a certain point and then comes back and starts the next day, and you have a chunk of the day where nobody's working on anything. So these problems get passed on to the next day, but there they can go, okay, well, here's what we need this company or, you know, this studio to work on while we sleep and go and recover. They can help, and it means it can constantly be in development.
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that was a thing. I guess that makes sense.
I heard that too. I think it was in the same talk, but sometimes studios do different things, right? Like Blizzard North, classically the Diablo team. Yeah. And then Blizzard South, the Warcraft and RTS stuff. So
well,
it's like,
they bought Blizzard North, but yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I think like what Sven's done is it was all hands on deck for a single property. So when we talk about Redfall, it's like, is it Arcane Austin or is it everybody working on it, right? Like, I guess maybe it was Arcane Austin, but still. I don't know why.
Who made the good Prey? Who made that good Prey game, or the two games I always forget, Dishonored 1 and 2? Who made those three games versus who made which offices are chiefly responsible for Redfall. I don't know who that falls on, but I have to assume I got to blame the French.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you do.
So, yeah, it's just it feels. I mean, Redfall was a fumble, but like Arcane's mostly been bangers. Like the Dishonored franchise is, I would assume, strong. Had 2 expansions and I think a micro game, or it was like a 2.5 installment of some kind.
Yeah, been a while since
So
though.
They did something different, and it's like, well, let's go back to a style of game that I don't know, man. It just seems like one bad game and like it's over, And that's
They were the ones who were working on Blade, right?
Correct. The French team was.
Yes.
And that's why that game is currently unknown status, because so Microsoft said 2 things. One, big first-party games we've announced, none have been canceled as of yet. That it would include the Blade game. And this is them making that Blade game. So if I think what's happening here is if they can get out of there in the same way Ninja Theory, Double Fine, and others have, they'll make that game still. And it's still being made. I don't know that for sure, and I don't know how Disney works with stuff like this, but I think there's a possibility we're still playing Blade at some point, probably before we ever get a movie.
We're playing Blade when he appears in Tokon fighting Spirit.
Wait, Arcane's doing Blade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After Redfall?
Yeah. Well,
Marvel's like what other games have you made? Well, he made a vampire game that was like a public debacle. All right, where do I sign? Let's go. Let's make it. Oh my god!
But they had massive hits
saying,
like the Dishonored
side
games.
Of things. That's a pretty brave agreement if they made it after Redfall.
Well, in part, if I'm wrong on this, someone correct me. But I think the acquisition of Arcane came with Bethesda, because Bethesda, I think, owned Arcane or a big stake in Arcane and was publishing Arcane games, because Dishonored 1 and 2 were Bethesda games or Bethesda published games. Doesn't always mean there's that much in bed with each other, but I'm just curious about that connection.
And then it's Bethesda answering to ZeniMax, and ZeniMax is the
and ZeniMax got hit hard with like the ESO, the Elder Scrolls Online team, cut in freaking half.
Man, what a bummer, dude. I know you like ESO.
That is some sunsetting business. That makes me very sad. And what it means to me is I better get into that boat and use it while I can.
We better have our party boat before we can.
They devalued your boat.
Yeah, that boat's worth like $30 now. It was $100
I mean, any boat you buy, the wisdom is like it loses like 60% of its value after you buy it. So like you know what you were doing when you're buying a boat, but still,
I know,
intentionally devalued your boat.
Yeah, my party boat is not. I don't know what's going to happen.
I wonder if you can sue for that.
Doubt it. I mean, if they cancel the game, I'm sure the EULA has all sorts of language about.
I'm sure, but like at some point, somebody's going to cross the line where it's like, I bought $3,000 in cosmetics, and they're going to cancel a game, and like a judge is going to be like, you know what? You're going to pay them back. Yeah. I mean, you won't get the money back because they're probably going bankrupt, and they'll just default. Unfortunately, as a human, as an individual, if you owe money, you owe money, or you go to jail. But like a company, it's like doesn't really exist. So if they just bankrupt the company and everyone turns states, no one gets any money.
What if they gave me a standalone executable that was offline that is just the boat?
Stop killing games. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, man. Let's just boat. Scott's boat.exe.
Yeah, give me a boat.exe. Let me run that thing. Let me be in there. Other people, I don't even need other people. I just fill it with my own shit.
We do. We funded that boat so we could have a boat party.
That's right. Yeah, it was actually a very generous chatter.
That's Digital Hype. Pretty good point. The thing I'm talking about is Star Citizen.
Oh,
like I feel like that's still a thing because they know they're going to get sued. Like it's people like spend their entire lives racing away from the law. Certain people that you can maybe think of
and doing it out in pure daylight.
And just like instead of getting busted, they just fail up, and not go to jail.
Yeah,
I feel like that's Star Citizen. Star Citizen is a great example. It's just like it's never releasing, but it's still a thing. It's still seeking investor money. Like at a certain point, it'd be like we've invested like the universe of the 80% of the economy has gone into Star Citizen. Or you're going to, somebody's got to stay after school is what I'm saying, so.
No, I get it.
Hopefully. But so I don't know how we got to this spot.
I just know that the Blade IP seems like it's cursed, and I don't know if that means we'll get the game or not, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of it has had 3 or 4 movies, right? So it's not super cursed, but right now I guess it's not.
Well, I had 2 good movies, then a terrible third movie, and then jack shit, and then like a period of we can't make up our minds or write the script enough times to get something decent happening with Mahershala Ali, and now they got nothing over at Disney. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I saw I guess the director in Mahershala is his name.
Mahershala.
Mahershala made a movie on their own that wasn't Blade.
I heard that too. They got sick of it and they said we ought to go work on a project while this is getting worked out. And they worked on something. I don't know what it is. I'll watch it though.
I wonder if it's an action movie or not. I don't know.
Might be. It probably is. I have not looked that up very hard, but I could do more. There's also they say no games already announced being canceled yet, but we do know some internal projects that are gone. People at id Software said they were working on.
They said they had a pitch, and I believe maybe even a mock-up for a Perfect Dark game that they wanted to do, as well as a John Wick style original and something tied to Doom. And all of those are canceled now.
Yep.
So
and that
cancellation going to happen.
That cancelization. That's not right.
Cancellation.
Jeez. Yeah. How come that wouldn't work? That cancellation, not cancellation, but those them not following through on that is a real bummer, because this is part of what I worry about with this entire thing is this chilling effect of we're not going to do any new shit. Even though these aren't new, New Perfect Dark is an iteration on Perfect Dark. Co-op Doom, like is rumored, is a take on Doom, but with co-op. So it's not like these are brand new ideas, but they're brand new twists on existing things. And if they're not
fantastic ideas,
yeah, and if they're not going to do any of those, well, what are you going to do? Well, right now, id Software is looking like a support unit.
Yeah, the people who are there have said that they are now software support studio size, and that they have been told they're all moving to work on the Unreal Engine. Yeah. So,
yeah, that's the biggest news here. Sorry, I know the layoffs are important, but they've basically put the kibosh on id Tech Engine. There's no competing engine.
Yeah, id Tech, which
that runs Doom, that runs like all the sweet games, isn't Unreal Engine, which is great for some things, but like I don't want Doom in an Unreal Engine. I'd probably be fine, but like there's a feel to like the Doom games that like I really like, that I want to stay in the id Tech Engine.
This is a long war, the id Tech versus Unreal war, which has been happening since the late 90s. And this feels like a war of attrition. Like we finally got to a place where the war is lost because one of the companies essentially getting dissolved and they didn't have any control over it. And that really sucks.
Yeah. I mean, they're basically just collateral damage for whatever mismanagement's going on at Microsoft. Like it's at the end of the day, like, because to me, the id Tech Engine is one of the most important intellectual properties in their portfolio. Like, I'm not saying money making, but like still relevant, very important, legendary. A reason people, it's the bright light in your tent pole, right? That people go, oh, hey, there's something cool over there to go to play, to purchase. Like, it's super important. And the fact that they're like it's just like, oh, we have an Unreal Engine. Let's just not use it. Like, what is going on? Like, it's like, if you want to like grow your Xbox business, look at Unreal and go like, oh shit, we could be getting into VFX or getting into other contracts with this engine. Like, let's make sure these guys are juice, right? But no, Asha in her email to staff was like, I'm personally going to look after Minecraft and King from ABK.
Because that's where all the money is, right?
That's where the money's pouring in, but nothing interesting's happening there. That's like it's reactionary. Yesterday's like you're 5 miles behind because Minecraft is like lagging behind Roblox, because you look at Roblox and you're like, well, why can't we do that with Minecraft? So lots of money there apparently, and apparently still makes tons of money.
Well, Minecraft pours money in. They make more money on Minecraft than they do on Game Pass, and they have 40 million Game Pass people.
Which is like crazy, right? Because it's as far as I know, it's still standalone. Maybe it's server rentals. I don't know, but like,
no, they have monetized Minecraft to hell.
Yeah, to hell and back.
But anyways, okay. But like her email really clearly stamps out like, we think, Roblox Lite and Fortnite Lite. Is it Wait, what's the other property? King. Oh, gambling.
King.
Right. Yeah. Kelshi and Polymarket. Those are our most important things that we have here. And the underlying tech, we'll just license that from Unreal, because like that's how you make money, by paying other people for things you already have. Smart, super intelligent business plan.
The only upside could be, and I'm not saying they're going to do this, and I would not lose sleep waiting for it, but it would be cool if, like previous id Tech engines, they open sourced it. The Doom engine and the Quake engine are both open source now. It would be really cool if the current id Tech stuff that they used to build Doom and whatnot went open source and let people have a new Godot competitor.
That'd be cool.
Different than that,
yeah,
but
if they fully open sourced it
at this stage, I mean,
people would like it. Yeah,
if you're going to just shut it all down, freaking let that out, you know.
But like, there's a world where like Xbox can be like, hey, we're not making a lot of money. Instead of laying off people, let's stop giving our money to Unreal, and make our games in id Tech and like beef that up. Like, there's a way better plan here than what we're seeing. And unfortunately, that's just the way better plan is not going to happen, because the people in charge are now confirmed morons. So, like, to me, the biggest news item is that id engine, like maybe reduce the staff or something, like, but like they're kicking it. Like, there've been people coming out from id Tech going like, the place is gutted. Like, it's not like the biggest blast. You know, where the missile, it's like the biggest blast radius is like id Tech, and it's like, what is going on in your brain? Like,
yeah, it's very weird.
Like, you know, for me, I was like very open about Asha. She's new. Maybe she's very smart. Now, just complete idiot confirmed in my books.
Oh, I don't know that she's an idiot. I think she's just under the same thumb they all are. It's just
somebody's an idiot, and at the end of the day, whoever's signing off Satya, at like the whole, like, I don't care about Microsoft. They just make an operating system. I give two shits about operating. I know they're important, but I don't care. Right? Like, I'm like, what turns me on about buying video games? Not them. So, you know,
I think Satya Nadella wants to dump everything. I think everything they do to keep it alive is them fighting to keep it alive. And I'm not saying this isn't to excuse anybody in management layers, but I think it goes right to the top, and at the top is where it stops, and they have no passion for this. So why are you even doing it? Like, just sell this shit off and don't just crush it under your foot. I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't get it either. And obviously, if we talk to people, they'd have their rationalizations and explanations. They'd all sound really great. But I still, you know, it's important. That's marketing. They're selling people on the idea. Ultimately, the path they've chosen really just sucks. It really, really, like at the end of the day, like, there might be a new Xbox that comes out and we all get excited for it because they knocked it out of the park on the hardware side. They ship with a really good exclusive, let's say, and people are excited. And, you know, people can bitch about pre-orders to the max, and still there'll be 38 million pre-orders, as we've seen with GTA 5. So, like, I'm not doubtful that Xbox can, like, you know, turn around, have a great, you know, run at a new box and stuff like that, and turns things around. But like right now, like, I am so uninterested.
Oh, I couldn't be less interested.
Actively feel like angry, like just hatred feelings towards the studio and leadership for like just looking at the way the decisions are made down on the layoffs, right? Like, they just seem like they're targeting everything that seems good to me.
Don't feel much better about Sony either. So it's like they're giving me very little choice to love where I'm at on PC and do my weird shit on a Switch. You know what I mean? Like, where
like,
do you fit in anymore? I don't even know where these two live in my life.
And like, even smacks with when we talk about Obsidian, this even smacks, like, it's so weird, like, because Avowed 2 is getting like canceled, right? And now apparently there's rumors that they're going to make a new Fallout video game.
Yeah, they are. So
that's it's not even rumors. Like, that's what they've been told they're going to do. Like, everything Obsidian was working on has been canceled to fast track a new Fallout game. In fact, they even said they were already working on a Fallout thing, and it's like, nope, you're going to be working on this Fallout thing. And you know, I think one of the biggest issues that comes up, and that you're seeing a lot of developers point at and go, well, hey, like, this is one of the most important things. I don't know, because Scott, you put this in your notes, so I don't know where you got it from, but you are not the only person I've heard this from, is that a lot of these layoffs were new leadership structuring, which almost everything I've heard from people who have been let go have said is bullshit. And that these are developers and coders and artists, and it is people doing the work that are being let go. It is not like they got rid of layers of management, but for some reason that's the way it keeps getting spun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably they could be doing a stat squish. Like, there's not less managers, but less manager jobs. Like, they're getting voluntold. No one's talked about forced demotions, which is also a thing.
That can happen too. Yeah, it's complicated, but my takeaway from this is that they would love for the fan base or the player bases to think that this is just all C-suite people getting stung or having to move out or do whatever. That's clearly not the case. We're talking about 3,200 roles throughout the fiscal year. 1,600 jobs happen on Tuesday or whatever that was, the 6th earlier this week. That's not going to be primarily management. I think what they say they're trying to do two things. One, have everyone see, and it's even affecting the higher ups, but also they're saying we need a flatter management style for the division. And that may be true. I don't know, dude. It just feels like sunsetting.
That probably is true, but the problem is, and this is what I was getting to, is that they are losing a lot of knowledge. That's one of the biggest things that comes out of this, is that there is a lot of built-in established knowledge that comes with people that then go. And we're in an industry that is laying off people constantly, not rehiring, and that becomes lost knowledge that then needs to be refigured out for whatever comes next. Yeah. And we are in this situation for a lot of reasons, but one of the biggest contributing factors right now, and it's the reason why I've been saying this is coming. It's been the story of Core. I've been saying it since we started the show. Bubble's going to burst. Bubble's going to burst. AAA can't be sustained right now. And it got kind of fast-tracked by things like AI and stuff like that, and you know, pandemic spending and all that. But one of the biggest issues is how long it takes to make a video game. Well, we just talked last week that Shift Up, the people making Stellar Blade Blood Rain, they've been working on the game for 1 year. Mm-hmm. And they're probably going to release, if not next year, probably fairly early in the year after that. Even if it's late in the year after that, that's going to be 3 to 4 years on a AAA looking video game. Mm-hmm. How are they doing that? Well, it is exactly the same developers making the game. That is what they said. They were like, we have the exact same team that we had on the first one. You have institutional knowledge that carries over. You ask about why Final Fantasy VII Revelation is coming out so soon by comparison. They've had almost the same team across the board. They know what they're doing. They know how the job structure is. When you gut a team by half, not only do you lose institutional knowledge, but you're starting from scratch on projects that you are then looking at for AAA. Hey, it's going to be 10 years, you know, maybe a little sooner here and there. But if they fast track it, are the games going to be any good? Like, people should be over the moon excited, and there are some people who are, but I think they're not thinking about it. Like, Obsidian's making a Fallout game again. Hooray!
Yeah,
but half the people are gone. Yeah. And the people who made the one that you like weren't there to begin with anymore. Yeah. So I get why it might sound exciting, and it's something that should have happened a long time ago. And it's something that should have happened with a full team, not a team that's now been gutted.
Yeah, I think people aren't reading the room if they are too excited about that Obsidian thing. It might mean a better Fallout game in the end, maybe. I don't know. Like, people that made New Vegas aren't really there anymore. You know,
Obsidian's kind of a tough example. I've watched like an interview with them. They also actually deliver quicker than the average studio for their games. Like, if you look at their output,
they are pretty quick.
They actually have usually multiple concurrent projects, and they'll have multiple, like, they, you know, released Avowed and Outer Limits, or Outer Worlds too, like in the same roughly year span, the both full RPG-esque games. Like, so they're actually more than most, like, have like a high rate of output compared to like their peers.
They're pretty agile. I mean, they did famously New Vegas was done in very short amount of time, to the detriment of people's sleep schedules and family time. But still, they got
They
it
talk
done.
about they have a different like structure when it comes to like their timelines. Essentially, they're a lot more strict about compartmentalizing, utilizing teams. Like when they're not doing something on project A, they can be working on project B, and then like just not spending overly long on certain phases of the pipeline. And that's just like how they work. It's like down to methodology for a team, you know, like one gets the impression that like some studios might be like, let's keep playing the game and we're going to spend as much time just playing video games as we do dev time, which might be great for the game, but bad for the business if you're trying to deliver and, ship. So, and there's no right answer. It's an art. So some studios might do a lot of like chill playtime and it works really well for them. I don't know. It's not, there's no correct answer.
Cloned in our chat says John Gonzalez, Tim Kaine, and Josh Sawyer, who are all leads on New Vegas, are back and they will be working on this game.
I actually did forget that, yes, they have rehired.
I did not know that.
It is still not the full team. Like, I get people are going to be like, well, those are key figures that, yes, but that is not everybody who made Fallout New Vegas. It's not going to be the same. And also a lot of it is going to come down to, are they going to be allowed the time they need to make the game?
Yeah.
We have seen Obsidian do magic. I mean, Fallout New Vegas in a lot of ways is magic because, speaking of time crunches, that game was a time crunch. You know what I mean? Like, the story of Fallout New Vegas is didn't have the resources, didn't have the time, somehow still made the best Fallout game that's come out.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, to the detriment of their families and their personal time, they somehow got it done.
Hopefully,
to recreate the crunch again to get a perfect Fallout game.
Hopefully they are allowed the time and ability to live up to the hype. But I will remain skeptical on any company that has half of its people gone, most of its projects shuttered and told this is what you're working on. It's hard to be optimistic about it.
You're also looking at a year of low morale.
Well, I was just going to say, this doesn't account for the morale hit at all, which is massive. Like,
it's not a one and done. It's like, here's a layoff. Now there's another equally same amount over the next year.
Yeah.
And it's only to avoid loss. So the decision's already made. You just don't know if you're dead yet.
Yeah. It could be you. We're going to hack you at the end of the thing, but you're not going to know till then. But while you're here, please work your ass off on us on this IP. Like, that's a shit thing.
And I'm sure there are people who are be like, well, I'm going to look for a more stable job. I got a kid and stuff, So I feel like they've really just, it doesn't mean nothing good will come out of it. I'm not boycotting or asking people not to buy their games or whatever. But I'm really like, if I'm not like 10 on 10 want to play it, like I might skip Gears. I'm not, Gears always just seemed interesting, but I'm not that interested. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't feel like
games. I just feel really turned off. But I'd still buy something that was like really, I'm going to play Doom. But I think like this also like this looks really like this is part of the market. Gamers are really plugged into what's going on. This isn't like corn. The corn industry, if they were really bad, you and I'd have no idea, right? We don't give a shit about the corn industry.
Yeah.
But, we are informed a lot about what's going on there. These reputational hits, like, I think they do matter for even attracting just talent to work on the stuff. Like, I think people are gonna leave and look for safer jobs and stuff. Like, why would anyone who isn't like a game director who has like a fancy title, an ego title, like if I'm Recycle Bin Crafter 27, just like I think I'm gonna go make like I'm just gonna go work for ChatGPT or something like that. Like
make your own
like
game.
Why am I gonna stay here making recycle bins? Like I'm out.
I think it's gonna just drive another wave of indies who are like, this guy used to be at Bethesda, and now his new game is a lot like Fallout. We're gonna have a ton of that, like we always get with Blizzard layoffs.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bunch of groups who get together and we've formed a new studio, and gamers, we're here for you stuff. And that'll be fine, and I'll be glad for their projects. But also, as we've learned with ex-Blizzard people, including the guy who founded the damn place, it's not a guarantee. No. Sometimes you struggle. So this business is freaking weird, man. Freaking weird.
Anyways, they're all going to make a ton of money soon thanks to Rockstar. So everyone's going to make that GTA money.
siphoning
off the transactions from their walled gardens. So
she said something in the memo that hit me as the chief reason why she's being told to shutter things and be the nice soft hand that guides some of this sunsetting. Asha Sharma stated in the Xbox that the Xbox business is, quote, not healthy, citing operating margins that are 3 to 10 times lower than comparable businesses. She means businesses within the Microsoft umbrella. So Azure, even Windows, are performing better than this is. And that's enough for the top brass to not give. They don't give a shit about games up there. They don't care. Like, Phil was never going to be able to change that. She's not going to be able to change that. The top brass does not care about you and your puny video games if it doesn't make them massive amounts of money. And that's it.
Well,
it's as simple as that.
I hope they enjoy their shrinking business. So
yeah, and way to wreck institutional studios. Just lay waste to them.
It seems like managed decline to me. Like, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think they'll keep Xbox around as even just as for the show pony, the show and pony show.
It's hospice care for
pony at show, not pony. But they're gonna. But yeah, this is like managed decline. Like, I would expect continued negative news, but the service, the Monopoly board game is still in every Walmart, right? Like, it doesn't have to be the most exciting thing in the world for it to just still be a thing in your consumer life, at least.
Also, why couldn't they have done this the way Google does it? And it's not just Google; others do this too. But spin, like with the Alphabet umbrella, they can spin stuff out. So if they're like, well, Google Nest isn't really a primary part of Google's plan, let's spin it out and have it be its own company. And that's worked for them. It succeeded. Nobody got pissed. Same thing happened for a number of companies that Google held that were just not up to par for the main business, so they spun them out. Freaking spin Xbox out into its own damn company and then to get out of the way. Let it...
with no influence.
I mean, they still might.
I mean, they could still. That's true.
But, like, it could be a case of they're pulling from Microsoft's coffers to such a degree that what do you spin out? And this is preparation for it.
Yeah,
right?
Fair point.
Like if you're to try and make Game Pass sustainable, if you're pulling a ton of money, you can't just be spun out and go, well, what do we do? You may have to find a way to create a sustainable model and then be spun out.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, well, here's what we can give you. Mom and dad are now kicking you out of the house. You can go do your own thing now. But
if they don't have like fantastic games for their really expensive next console, like, I don't know what they're doing. No one's going to want to buy an Xbox PC just for the sake of it.
Nope.
People do that with Valve, not for Xbox. I don't think anyone's going to want to. I think we already tried that experiment with like the Xbox branded Rogue Allies and stuff. I think interest was probably not gangbusters, just very minimal.
No, which is why they didn't fully commit. That was such a half-assed thing.
So,
yeah,
they're going to need, but you need like a draw, right? Like for Nintendo, it's like their IPs. Like their IP is like the strongest out of any video game console concern. Sony, it's more just that like they do kind of like have that niche of being like high fidelity, like a high quality system. It always feels like that to me. That's the PlayStation like pitch anyways. Mm-hmm. They have some IPs too, obviously they're doing exclusives, but you don't think of like Nintendo like lower poly cartoony games. You think of cinematic gaming experiences.
Yeah, to me this could go the way of Sega though. They could become publisher of games and they're out of the hardware business. And
could be, but like for me Xbox looks like, I don't know what they are right now. They're the Layoff and We Heard You company, right? Like they were the Game Pass company for a while. And I think that was probably correctly not sustainable. I've been saying that for a long time. But they just don't have any other identity right now. Like that's why I was saying when Asha opened up that Direct, which is an otherwise great Direct, by the way. But she opened up I'm the new face of ambassador for Xbox. She's like, we're doing exclusives. Anyways, enjoy the show. I'm like, you should give that to like somebody you don't like to tell people. Like, you need to look like the cool dude. Why are you saying like all the asshole I heard you gamer stuff? Like it's so bad. So bad. Like it's awful.
Yeah.
And even if you follow like government stuff, that's shit you release on a Friday when the you know, like you release it on a Friday when the news site, everyone's going away for the weekend. No one gives a crap about bad news. Like, you know, I know gamers will chew on it online, but who cares about them? Just keep doing what you're doing. Right. So the fact that there's like nothing positive or fun, everything's focused on like being a school teacher being like, now you got to eat your vegetables and do your homework. You know, like we gotta eliminate these roles. Everybody, it's super important to tell the public about that. You know, like
yeah.
And I think like just their heads kind of up their ass right now.
Yeah,
honestly.
I don't. Also, I wish I could go back in time and change something so that they didn't go down this road to begin with. Didn't do all these acquisitions, because the real risk here is it's not just Xbox going away or crashing or becoming wreckage. It's taking other shit with you that wasn't yours. I mean, you own it, but it wasn't yours to start with. So you're taking id Software with you, making them a support team that needs to get their heads around Unreal. Do you understand how dumb that sounds? That is the worst thing I could say out loud to anybody. Hey, id Tech, remember them? Doom. Go all the way back. Commander Keen, Wolfenstein, Doom, all this other stuff since.
We're here because of them. It's you know, it's like having the music, like you're the, I can't find the words for it. It's just, we're here because of them. Like Wolf 3D, like for me, like 3D gaming started there for me. Maybe they weren't the technically first, but they were the first to do it big. Like you have like the origin story of modern gaming as a studio, and yes,
and you're gutting them. You're turning it into dust.
You're going to make them sweep the bathroom. You know, it's like
it's so gross.
It's like hiring Sid Meier and be like, "Can you clean our toilets, please?"
Do you know where Steam came from? Steam came from massive profits from a successful little game called Half-Life. You might remember it. Do you know where Half-Life came from? The licensing of the Doom 2 engine. Half-Life 1 is a Doom engine game.
Yes. That's what I mean. Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, I'm not really into games, but I'm taking over as CEO. But this just strikes me as like, you're like, id Software is a legendary company, and she looks and it's like, I don't know, they don't make that much money, and it's just like gory games, like, and just like not understanding the history at all. Like it's like a massive, like it's insulting to a point where I'm just like really turned off by Xbox as a whole, and I don't see it getting any better because these are the idiots that are part of it, and gamers don't. One thing about like at least gamers, that the core gamers, and we're core gamer show, right? Mm-hmm. Is that like, you know, we understand it's not just about play or having fun with your kids or playing some game when you don't feel like it, just have family time or something like that. It's like we actually just like massively give a shit, and you're just like shitting on things we give a shit about. And so
these are spreadsheet decisions, right? Mm-hmm. And like the problem with spreadsheet decisions is to money people and executives, they make all the sense in the world in terms of understanding the ecosystem, what gaming is and should be. It's damaging. And it's funny, it's kind of ironic that you say you wish you could go back to a time. And if I was going to fix Microsoft, I think the exact time I would go back to save them would be when they were transitioning from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. And once again, the Xbox One felt like a spreadsheet decision.
Yep.
Somebody saw numbers that said people use these things as their entertainment center. And it was true. A lot of people did. There was a lot of convenience in it. A lot of people joked that the 360 had become a Netflix box and stuff like that. I certainly used mine for plenty of entertainment stuff at the time. And then they went all in on that. And the Xbox One really bombed. It took them from the strong position they had and dropped them into such a fallen position that even though I think the Series S and the Series X are pretty decent consoles, they were so far behind that there was no salvaging it. Mm-hmm. And even Phil Spencer will tell you himself, yeah, we were too far behind. Like the Xbox One was way too far behind.
Mm-hmm. Because they were aspiring to be what ended up you can do with a Roku.
Yeah.
Like you might have had the 360, so you're like, oh, it's an entertainment center, but it's just because it was there. Like you can make a Roku for like $50, just do what an Xbox One can do. You know what I mean? Like what's the reason to buy it? It's like, but it's always the games. Even if I do zero games, what makes me open up my wallet is the exciting possibility of playing games on your gaming system.
Yeah.
Like, what else
Yeah.
is there's nothing else. And this is another example. Everyone's like, it's different. It's like, well, AI and like business, like all these reasons that aren't, we have exciting things cooking. In fact, we're going to like turf a lot of the things you find exciting about games that are part of our umbrella of companies. So just want to, if Asha came on that show, oh my God, I'd have an earful for her. Like,
Well, and
holy shit,
that's what I
needs to tell her, what
mean
the
when
fuck
I
are you guys doing? Like, I'm so mad right now. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say they're spreadsheet decisions. The Xbox One was a spreadsheet decision, and that kind of killed the brand. It's been a long, painful, agonizing death, but it kind of killed it. This is another spreadsheet decision. It's not going to likely work out for them. I wouldn't bet on it. And if you need any more evidence, we talked about it last week. Sony is acting like they are the only one in this race. Why are they doing that? It is not because they feel threatened in any way. Whether you want to buy into my tinfoil hat that Microsoft is definitely on its way out, or just speculate, Sony feels emboldened that they aren't competing with anyone anymore. They don't have to.
Right.
The head of the PlayStation division sold, I think the news story was like half his shares in PlayStation stock right after they announced the physical discs ending. You don't do that because you're about to make decisions that people are going to love and your company's going to get a big influx of interest.
No, in fact,
They
you
aren't
really
cha-
shouldn't be doing
they-
that anyway. But
They aren't changing their minds. They know things are going to get worse. They don't care because they know you don't have any other options.
yeah, no, you're 100% correct. It's predatory and shitty. I'm gonna show us a video. This is the moment in time where I think I knew, because I think before this, like decisions that led to the release of the Xbox One, were definitely the time to go back in time and shoot Hitler's baby, right? That was when you should stop it. However,
Shoot Hitler's baby.
yeah, that whole thing where if you could go back in time,
Yeah, but
or no,
you
sorry,
say
baby Hitler, baby Hitler. Sorry, no, Hitler had no baby. Well, he did, but it wasn't until later in life. Anyway. This moment with Don Matrick, then CEO of the company, the guy probably responsible for the biggest part of this mess, said these famous words. Listen to this.
It's a great line for games.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think people are going to love it, and then they're going to understand what we're trying to create and how it links games and entertainment, the functionality of the box, some of the advantages that you get of having a box that is designed to use an online state. So that, to me, is a future-proof choice, and I think people could have arguably gone the other way if we didn't do it, and fortunately we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with.
I've tuned out. What did he say, guys?
That has always been a real good sale. Hey, don't buy the new thing. The old thing is perfect for you if you don't like what we're doing.
Yeah.
I started reading the ticker at the bottom because it said something about Jeff Bridges was going to be somewhere. And
Yeah, they had a bunch of celebrity guests to help launch the damn thing. There was a whole
who
thing.
was that guy?
That's Don Matrick, the head of Xbox at the time.
That's the guy Phil took over for to
What an
back,
upgrade. Oh my
back
God.
before we accused Phil of destroying Xbox, well, back when he was saving Xbox.
Yeah, this is when we said he saved it.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
think
a real pattern with this position, it seems.
Yeah, I don't know that it's. Again, I don't know where this comes from. Microsoft shoots themselves in the foot so hard sometimes, and they did it with the Zune. They did not give that the room it needed to breathe. They've done it with most of their canceled projects, totally unrelated to games, but mostly in games.
Got a bunch of boring ass bureaucrats for employees.
It's really bad. And when you start to think, you're like, oh, they're innovating. They're doing this. Game Pass is interesting. Phil's wearing a Hexen shirt. We're starting to kind of see it. Maybe they could do it.
Where's
Their
our
pockets are
Hexen,
deep.
Phil?
Yeah, where is it? Well, it actually came out, but yeah.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, the Hexen heretic
Did
the heretic Hexen combo is on. You can get it on Steam now. It's a thing.
Wait a minute.
Remastered or
That's a remaster. It's not the same thing.
Well, he wanted that.
Honestly,
he wanted a modern way to play Hexen. I think that's what it
I would
is.
think
Oh.
with all the sway he has.
I own it.
Nice. But with all the sway he had at his fingertips, there's no reason he couldn't get something he wanted done unless he just didn't have any hand. Like, it's one thing for us to look at, he goes up there and he's like, I'm Mr. Jeff, I'm the best. But it's like, you are a little bit of an emperor. Like, if you have like, if they make me CEO of Xbox, I'm like going to be like, okay, we have to make these games because we're a team and we have to decide what's best for the company. But I reserve the right to have one ongoing game that I just want, or else I quit. Like, like, why would I be CEO of a video game console company and have like zero sway over like?
Well, she's definitely not got any favorite games. She has favorite AI, and that's about
what I mean.
it.
Like, again, another point in her favor. She's like, "Can you make me like a nice calendar to organize my schedule?" And I was like, "Get the gosh dang it, dude! Like, how did you get hired?
You make me an add-on for Teams, Microsoft Teams, that I can use to schedule.
I really want a widget for Microsoft Teams that tells me who's speaking, so I can just see or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, I hesitate to give her or Phil or any Don Matrix easy to give shit to because I just feel like he just completely bombed what his job was.
But Microsoft, because it's whoever's in charge of Xbox.
Exactly,
is huge for that Microsoft leadership.
That's exactly
instead of being cool.
Yeah, and whether it was back when developers, what was his name? Big sweaty guy.
No, I know who you're talking about.
He owns some basketball team now. Anyway, him. Whether it was him or future leadership, and look, Satya Nadella is a smart guy, and he has steered Microsoft into some very billions and billions and billions of dollars ways. Azure, Steve Ballmer.
Yes.
Steve Ballmer, there it is.
I beat chat by seconds.
Nice job.
Seconds, chat.
Seconds. Chat also said Don Rickles. I think you were going to be. Oh, we did get a. No, we got a Steve Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer.
I do that shit all the time. Don't worry, the Wraith. Anyway, the point is, like, there's always been this problem. Even when Bill Gates was still there, pulling the strings and doing the stuff and launching the first Xbox, there were some weird ass choices, and there were some problems with what they did that made them hard to penetrate Sony's dominance. I don't know what it's like. They muscle their way in with their money, like they did with these acquisitions. That's muscling your way in. That's buying up shit, not earning it or doing it over time or making it. It's grabbing it all up and going, all right, this is our best bet. And then the bet doesn't pay off. And what happens? id Software takes a shit. Bastards. I'm mad at them.
Buying it all, like, I mean, a lot of the time the original vision for a company is like from its founders, right? And so that energy on some level comes from them, like that leadership energy, that drive, that purpose, and so when you sell it off and they don't stick around, technically the company still has value, but unless those people were just literally money people that just let people do what they want in the company, like, you've lost already, I think, a big part of like the driving force behind it, not the labor, which has value, and assembling a dream team, which also has value. Mm-hmm. But usually the game company, I think, can be founded a lot of common thread about these stories is like there's a game type someone wants to see exist in the world that doesn't exist, or a vision or something that drives them to make the big things that they do, that we all love. And those original guys aren't there. It's not to say that people left, even like the artists and stuff, don't have talent, but like that driving force of like whatever motivated it to start making those games in the first place, like that really kicks the legs out from it depends how the institution's set up too, right? Like succession planning is a thing. So if like you set up your team so that they can make those kinds of games you started, even without you, that's one thing. And I'm sure studios exist that are like that, but some of them, they're not all like that.
Oh, that's that
some
institutional
of them might be like,
knowledge.
I'm taking my payday and like good luck with your studio, Microsoft. Like
that's the institutional knowledge John's talking about. That's how you pass it down. That all makes sense. Like the guy's original idea for doing, I don't know, let's just say World of Warcraft. There's not one guy though, but anyway, those two or three guys, they did do that very thing, and that got passed down, and that got passed down, and that's still true over there.
Yeah, they're still. I think Blizzard's an example of. I think they fought a lot about what to do as new projects, but there was no lack of passion driving behind what they wanted to see for a game, But Diablo is like probably the franchise that comes closest to that, where people still like 2 because of the vision of, behind 2.
Yeah.
And even though they're still able to make competent action RPGs that have like progressed, it's like there's just still something about the second one that, doesn't seem to be in the subsequent offerings for some players.
The thing I always forget is that Phil Spencer was with Microsoft for 38 freaking years in, much lower positions, but that's a long time to be somewhere to have this level of peter out. Ugh.
Well, I think he got turfed. I mean, I think that's the story of just everyone involved with the big company, is that at the end of the day, nothing awesome is going to get done because it's a massive bureaucracy.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of like it's a deal with the devil. They have the funds to make a console, have it in everyone's house. They have the IP. They have all these means to get this stuff done. And so you go to the devil to try and get it done. And I think it doesn't come out how you think it will. I don't know. I mean, Phil seemed like, I know he says he doesn't stay up late playing video games, but at least he looked like someone who stayed up late. Or he looked like the kind of guy who would, assistant would come and be like, "Oh, Benjamin's here to see you for your 2:00," and he's like, "Can you push?" Did he ask him if he wants to push it to tomorrow? And on his screen, he's playing like Hexen or StarCraft or something. Like he's obviously got to put in a good public appearance, but he seems like the kind of guy that would be like, that does gamer time. You know what I mean? Like I know he denied it, and maybe it's even true, his denials, but he at least, I got the vibe that he sort of understood that, like, it wasn't just like, oh, it's Saturday, I'm going to crack out the board game to play with the family, and yes, the kids will like it, even though I don't really feel like playing it. That's play. That's entertainment. Like, it's more just like, no, these guys take their games seriously as a heart attack. Like, so, it's not, even though he did have some cheesy lines, I just felt like he understood it a little better as an ambassador. And I don't care who's in that position, but you always feel better when someone who reflects your values towards video gaming a little stronger than what is essentially a bureaucrat at the end of the day, like, clearly.
Well, look at this. This is just some fun perspective. Phil Spencer started at Microsoft at age 20 in 1988. I was 17. John was 4.
Yep.
Beau was 7. Phil Spencer was 20 when he started with the company. That is a long time to be at the same company, and I just felt a little bad that it all went this way in the end. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure he did fine financially.
Oh, I'm sure he did quite well. Yeah.
I don't think he's destitute. Now he can play video games. Now he can actually sit back and play some games.
I mean, I assume it's health or personal problems, and then having maybe some combination of that and whatever butting heads are a part of it. I just don't know why. Like, unless we see him move on to something else, I'm sort of not expecting that, But he worked there his whole life. He became the head of Xbox, and I don't know. I think, like, if it were me, I would want to, like, put someone good in a succeeding role, and it seems like he had no say in the matter. It seems like this is Satcha's, like, placement.
If I were him, I would get like a Cane's Chicken franchise and do something.
I wonder how long his NDA lasts.
I don't know.
Before he can write a book.
I don't know. Probably a while.
I would like Cane's Chicken.
I would love Cane's Chicken. I would drink the sauce by itself. It's so good. It's
I do like the sauce, but that's too much. Don't make promises you can't follow through.
Well, I could do it, but then you guys wouldn't see me for a couple of days, probably. All right, well, let's get to some other news. A couple of quick ones, and we'll take our break. The Summer Games Done Quick. There's still a couple of days left. If you haven't been watching this, you should.
Oh, yeah.
It's super fun to watch. It's great every year. I had somebody the other day said, you guys should promote that on your show. I'm like, they could promote us. Also, we are promoting them, but
we are right now.
These guys are massive, man. They're not having any trouble getting an audience.
They're bigger than us. We'd probably have to pay to be there.
Yeah, probably. We'd have to be sponsors.
Which it would be super fun to go and do. I would love to be there for a full week.
Imagine us
just hang out, watch speed runs.
Yep.
That's what we need to do. That's what the next Nerdtacular should be. See if we can piggyback on something.
Just get a speed, like at either Games Done Quick, or what's the other one I want to do? The professional fighting one. What's that called? GPL, LPG.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The fighting tournament.
Yeah. Evo.
Yeah, that definitely where we should be. We can totally remember the name of it.
I'm here for the GLP-1 contest.
John, by the way, there's an any percentage restricted speed run of Expedition 33 on Saturday.
I know I think it's their big landmark ending for it is Expedition 33.
Really?
So,
Sunday's the finale. There doesn't seem to be anything on the schedule, but yes.
or maybe it's a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the last game I'm on the website. I'm just looking at the schedule, so yeah, it's cool.
I love watching this. It's such a fun week because it's 24/7 while it's going, so you can just have it on all the time. There's always something going. There's been some really fun runs to watch so far. I think, one of the most impressive is watch anybody play a boomer shooter at one of these games that are already insanely fast, and you just watch them play it fast. But they did Pragmata. I watched a Pragmata run being done quick, and I got busy saying goodnight to everybody, getting everybody ready for bed, and I came back and it was over.
It was already
happened?
done?
Where was the game? Where was the game?
How long to beat? How long did it take them?
I think an hour and 20 or something like that.
Oh, I hate hearing that about games I haven't played yet.
Well, yeah, but they're doing glitches and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. I don't know why it's hard for me. I hear that and I go, like when people are talking about Resident Evil speed runs, or even John on his fourth run, beating it in like an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever.
3 hours.
3 hours. And I'm like, I'm at hour 17 or something. The hell's wrong with me? Right? But you're doing New Game Plus and everything.
Tricks and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. It has an effect on me, but I do like watching them. Super fun.
It's fun to watch. And it's fun to watch them put together things. They did this weird thing where it was a modded version of Super Mario World where you play Mario and Luigi at the same time. And they were all custom levels. And so it was 2 teams of 2 doing matches or doing custom maps where it required both Mario and Luigi working in tandem to get to the exit. And it was a race.
Oh, weird.
So it was a race of 4 people, 2 teams of 2, to see who could get the furthest in the shortest amount of time. And they're really good at putting them all up on YouTube as they finish. So if there's any that looked good on the schedule, odds are you can probably find that on the playlist. It's currently live. They are doing Twitch and YouTube right now, which is excellent for me because it means I get to watch it without ads. It's fun to watch them go, we're going to take a break. Okay, for those of you who are still here, it makes me feel good about my YouTube subscription every time it happens.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I love this. I love the speedrunning stuff. It seems like such a good community. It's there to raise money. Every single time somebody gets on, and I'm sure every community has its case of, bad actors, bad personalities. There's certainly one of my favorite YouTube things to watch recently has been people who got caught cheating, setting records and stuff like that. But it seems like the people that are genuinely there to be part of the community, like it just sounds like they are really welcoming and like teaching each other and all of that. So
have been high profile cheating things that have happened there?
In general, it happens all the time.
Yeah,
at GDC, I think that there have been a few. There's a very notorious Halo run of somebody who did not know what they were doing. Like, here's a fun YouTube thing to go down. Look up the Halo GDC cheating run, and it's like somebody who started the game. They were going to beat it on Legendary or whatever, or they were going to go through for highest difficulty, right? And they were doing so bad, they kept lowering the difficulty as they kept dying repeatedly. Like, they clearly didn't have the rundown and know what they were doing. It's kind of painful to watch, but it's also very entertaining.
Also, don't send us emails. I know John has said GDC a couple of times. He means GDQ. It's all fine.
GDQ, yeah.
We know what he means. I've done the same thing.
I spend so much time at the Game Developers Conference as a pro podcaster. Yeah. I was frequently invited to GDC. Yeah, sorry, GDQ.
This looks like this is it.
Oh, yep, that's the run. That's it. This is back when it was a smaller deal, but...
Yeah, it's like a little room full of 20 people.
It's so painful to watch and learn.
And did they know in the room? Did they know? Oh my gosh! It just hit me how much better that remake of this looks. My gosh, because the old game. Jeez Louises. Did they all know he was cheating in here?
Well, he isn't cheating. He's just bad.
Oh. And then what? Like people just kind of get up and leave, and
It's sort of one of those things where it's like, this is supposed to be a showcase of the people who are the best at this, and this is a person who is probably better at the game than any of us, but not a speedrunner that should be showcased, right?
yeah.
I think cheating is something that's very difficult to do because you're there with them on
You
their
get busted right
equipment.
away. Yeah.
But there have been a few years around the pandemic where it was digital, and I think there have been some stuff that came out around that when it was
People are playing
digital
remotely
stuff.
on their own machines.
yeah.
Wow, that's wild. Watch it. There's a couple days left, so you can still get in on there and check stuff out.
If you're sick of the negative news around gaming right now, we've had 2 weeks of it.
Yeah, kind of hard.
It's
to
a
avoid.
very positive place to go and be like, here's people excited about video games and playing games you liked and never heard of and having a good time. So
Yep.
check it out.
Summer Steam sale just ended today, so you're too late if you missed it. But I got more than I thought I was going to get this year. I didn't go crazy, but I got a lot of little things. The biggest thing I got, I guess, was Stellar Blade while it was on sale.
Oh, that's
You
right.
Playing that?
Yeah,
Still playing that?
I didn't play it this. Well, I have stories to tell you this week. I'll get to it, but
I know it's Black Flag week.
it is Black Flag Day today, actually.
Oh, day.
Yeah, and I played it a little bit before the show. In fact, some people in the chat heard me getting out of it because I couldn't get to a save point fast enough. It was a little like you trying to eat before the show. I was like, hurry up. I got to go and assassin somebody. Anyway, I did pick up Ghostwire Tokyo because that thing has always been like looking at me going, hey, you want to play me? You want to play me? I sort of interested in you back when I was shown on stage. Maybe you'll finally buy me. And it went on like one of their massive sales for like $5, 90% off or whatever. It's back to full price now. So I grabbed that. I have much to say about that. We'll get around to it in a minute. And I also grabbed Esoteric Ebb on sale because Beau had spoken so glowingly about the short time you've been in it. I know you want to get back to that one, but
That's on the to-do list, but it looks cool.
did you grab much new during the sale or anything old or new?
I think I got the Star Trek convention. I didn't really buy too much. I've got a ton of... So I'm like in a Nightreign hole right now, so I just really can't...
Nothing wrong with that.
I was going to buy Doom Revelations, but apparently I already own it, so that was the thing. No, I think I'm just checking my sales just in case I forgot about something. But
Yeah, I did lots of little things that are all over the place. Like
no, I'm
things.
increasingly getting to the point where I'm just like, what's the point of buying them if I am not going to play them? So no, I didn't. I think I bought the Star Trek Infection and like 2 other VR games, Into Black and Ghost Town, which I'd like to get to. And I got gifted Midnight Walk, which during the sale, so I think it was on big sale by Devastation. So that's like, that counts, I guess, even though I didn't technically buy it. But no, the problem with the sale is I always time it bad. I'm never like, I got a bunch of disposable income. Like I just got back from our trip, right? So I'm like, I'm not going to spend anything. My wallet's tightened up because I'm paying for that, and then I got games to play, so I don't need to buy any. Yeah.
Sure. John, you get any deals? Anything you wanted to get?
I got nothing. There was a joke in our Discord of didn't spend any money during the Steam sale as an achievement. I earned it. I thought about it. I had a cart that started at about $150 and then it wheedled its way down to about 60 and then 30. And then I just went, I'm just not going to buy anything. I kind of in the same boat as Beau. It was a very expensive last month.
June was expensive.
I know I'm preaching to the choir here in terms of like a convention and whatnot, but it was a very expensive month. And
it was all expensive for all of us.
We're trying to tighten the belt around here and struggling. So I unlocked the rarest of rare Steam achievements. I made it through a sale without spending any money. But there were a couple things that I had thought about, but maybe next time, maybe next sale. They do the sales so often.
They do. There's always something. It's like it used to be this one time a year you counted on it, but the whole year they just do stuff. It's like constantly stuff going on sale. I forgot to say I got West of Loathing. It was like $1 or something. I haven't played it yet, but I'm interested in that. And also Binding of Isaac has always been tempting to me.
That was in my cart. That was one of them.
I got it for $4 something. It was cheap it's the whole schmear of like all the content they ever made for it.
Really?
So,
You bought?
yeah.
Have you played it yet?
No. Oh, well, that's not true. I fired it up to make sure it ran, and it did, but I didn't play much. I'm sure I will.
I don't want to like ruin you guys' like experience of it, but that was one of the most disappointing purchases I think I've ever.
Really?
had.
That thing's considered like an all-time.
It's like a legendary game. It's like overwhelmingly positive. I played it for 5 minutes, and I was like, "This is poo."
I think there's a decent chance you'll like it, Scott. It kind of falls into that roguelike category. I think the only thing that would make you less interested in it is that so many games have iterated on it, and I know you've played a lot of them.
Yeah. That
I'm curious if it'll feel like a step back for you.
Yeah, probably. Like there's some things about it I already know that I don't love, and that's it's 4-way shooting. There's no there's no 8-way or there's no like analog multi-way of shooting. It is just down, up, or side to side. It's a true roguelike in that you die, you dead. You don't carry forward anything. Like a roguelite you'd carry forward. And like playing something like Hades, you unlock things and now you go in with more power, and none of that is true in here. It's just go until you're dead. And there's something I like about that. All you can do
is expand the pool of items. So theoretically, you can find more powerful stuff as you go on, but there's no guarantee you're going to get it.
Yeah. It interests me on a few levels because I do like, there's something about that kind of idea that I do like. I can't explain why I even like it because I don't know. I don't know why I like it because it's punishing. But I was like, $5, I'll buy that for $5. Yeah. It took me long enough. The game came out in like 2014. It's old. We've got a whole remake of another AAA game since then, and in the form of Assassin's Creed Black Flag in the same amount of time, and I finally got that game. But anyway, we'll talk more about what we played, though, in a minute when we come back from this break. If you're here live, stick around for the John Show. Me and Beau are going to pee while John answers your questions. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I get some Tylenol too.
We're back, everybody. Thank you for coming back, and get ready because it's time for this. We're going to talk about the video games that we played this week, and we're going to start with this. I had a very strange week in gaming. All right. Last week, Guy Kunis wrote in, former Blizzard employee, currently lives in France, and said he had a whole thing to say about GeForce Now and how it's changed his gaming life, and it's how he does PC gaming now. And I went and checked, and sure enough, they were having a sale for like 33% off for a whole year. It's like $75 or something you would save. And I thought, you know what? For the show and for science, I'm going to sign up for a year of GeForce Now, and I'm going to mess around, and I'm going to come back on the show. I'm going to talk about what I think. Will I be put off by it? Will it bug me just knowing that I could have some micro lag that no one else experiences? Like, what is my experience going to be like? And especially now that I've got fiber, and I thought, well, fiber internet should perform really well over GeForce Now. That's the idea anyway. So that hindrance is gone, and so should the Steam Deck over good Wi-Fi and all that other stuff. So I gave it a whole week of messing around with a combination of GeForce Now and Steam Link to compare the two. And here's what I found. And I want to thank the following games for letting those be my test bed. And it was kind of all over the place. I played a bunch of Diablo IV. I played a bunch of Just Cause 3. I would have played 4, but 4 crashes all the time no matter where you play it because they never fixed it. Anyway, whatever. About a dozen other games here and there. That Ghostwire Tokyo game, which I'll get to in a minute. Pretty much anything I could think to throw at it. Crimson Desert, whatever. I wanted to throw a myriad of games at it, games with a lot of fast-moving action, games with a lot of quick replay. Stellar Blade's another one, so that not quick replay, like the pairing system, needing to be well-timed, that kind of stuff. I wanted to play around with that. And even a little bit of the new Black Flag Resynced today. I played a bit on that versus just on the PC. And I came away pretty impressed, I have to say. I know that stuff's come a long way, and we just haven't been paying that much attention to it. But to have my entire library, for the most part, just there and available to me in full 5080 quality, with everything turned to max in 4K if I want, without any kind of slowdown, at 120 frames per second, by the way, over this service, I'm blown away about how well it works and how little lag there is, if any. In fact, I don't really think I experienced any, except for one time I was out in the back porch and just happened to be a little too far from my Wi-Fi to have a consistent connection, and Diablo IV kind of winged out on me a little bit. So I got back in the house and it was fine. But that is a crazy good service. Like, it's everything that Stadia promised to be and then couldn't maintain or whatever the hell they were doing. I don't know what their deal was. But it's really good. And I did comparisons. So for example, running Ghostwire Tokyo or Stellar Blade on my PC, no streaming, just ran it there, versus streaming it to the exact same screen even, but doing it through GeForce Now. I can't tell the difference. Like, I have a good eye for this. I don't see artifacting. I don't see any kind of hitching. Sound's coming through okay. Everything looks amazing. Looks better than my card can do, so I can actually do higher settings on GeForce Now that I can do on my current card. Some games don't matter, but some of them did. Like, what am I thinking of? Crimson Desert I could crank it to things I couldn't do before and run it at 4K instead of 1440 at full frame rate. I guess I'm just a little surprised. It works really well. And I'm not saying that this is for everybody. What I am saying is this, though. If you've got the right internet and you're like, man, hardware prices are too much and I just can't get a PC and I need to do something just that will let me play and have fun, but not be overwhelmed by the cost and the maintenance and the whatever. This is a pretty damn good thing. I'm super, super impressed with it. So let your emails fly. Tell me all the reasons I'm wrong. I could not tell. I was not having any trouble, for example, any more trouble, I should say, parrying on time in Stellar Blade using this service versus just raw off the hard drive. It was the same experience for me. That's how tight this felt. I'm sure that if we were recording down to the microseconds, there is some difference. I'm sure there is. I don't know what it is because, honestly, I just can't tell. And I would do it back to back. I would play one and then immediately do it. I would have it up and ready to play. So I'd play the one and then switch right over to it and keep going on GeForce Now, and I would notice no difference. In fact, there were times I forgot which one I was using. I'd be like, where am I now? Oh, shit, I'm still in GeForce Now. And I would figure it out and, get out or whatever. I ran it through my phone. I did it through my Steam Deck. I did it through my production Mac here that I use for all the podcast video stuff, and all of them yielded the same results. No lag, beautiful visuals, no issues of any kind. So I'm not shilling for NVIDIA here, but I think they may have gotten this down. Like, it's really good, like legitimately good, to the point that this is a perfectly good alternative if this is what you need to do or have to do. And the fact that I can take it a little bit more on the road, it will play over 5G, not quite at the highest settings, but you can do it. There's other ways to access it other than just in your high-speed network. It's just damned impressive. So I just wanted to thank Guy for putting me on the road because I just kind of wanted to experiment with this, and I spent a ton of time with it. Most of my game time was spent playing games, but using this as a thing to test. And there were times, like in Diablo IV, I got completely enveloped in parts of it where I was just playing and I just forgot where I was and what I was doing, or where I was playing it. And every once in a while it hit me. I'm like, you're not even on the PC this is playing on. This is like somewhere in California where you're playing this. And it was weird. So admittedly, I have huge gaps in my streamed game experience. One was early on live. Remember on live back in the day, they were supposed to change everything.
God. Yes.
That was the hot new thing and kind of the earliest version of this. That was terrible, but at the time kind of impressive because of what it promised. But it wasn't great. Xbox xCloud was the next thing I'd ever tried. It was okay, but it was never perfect. But it was okay. It's better than on live for sure. This just felt like I was playing it raw off a high-end PC. It is weird. So whatever they're doing over there, I think that thing is actually a pretty nice service. I have one beef, and the beef is this. They have a limit. It's not a data cap, but it's a hours cap per month, unless you want to add more time. So if I do at the highest level, it'll give me 100 hours, I think it is, 80 to 100 hours, whatever it is, of total time, and it goes month to month. So once you get to, the next month renewal, it resets and it's a full 80 or 100 again. I don't even think I'm ever going to hit that limit, but I hate limits.
Yeah.
Just don't give me a limit, and I'm a much happier person, regardless of whether I'm hitting the limit. It's like any kind of phone plan or anything else that says, well, you've got this many minutes or you've got this much data. I hate those arbitrary numbers. I freaking hate them. So I'm sure they have a reason for this, and it isn't just to upsell you on extra minutes. Maybe it is, and I'll probably never hit it, but I do hate that that's a thing in there. Other than that, though, there's no wait times. I haven't had to wait in line for anything. I am doing the top tier. That's why the sale was so good, because usually it's a little bit more, 70 more. And it's damn impressive. And I'm finding myself using it more and more often when I just conveniently just go, well, I'm already sitting here. Let me just fire up a thing, and I'm getting it in all the full fidelity, and I don't have to go fire anything else up or do anything. It's neat. So there's my experiment for the week. I took one for the science, and would like to share it with you all, and I just did. So there it is.
I'm glad. So no bad experiences with lag.
Nothing. Zero.
Okay.
Other than when I was a little out of distance from my router outside, when I was outside in the yard. But even then, most of that was fine too. So I only had the one glitch, and I think it was just because I was just too far out in the backyard. But it is. I'm actually just a little blown away about how well it worked. I had lower expectations. I'll say that, and it met all the things it promises. Like I'd never had a problem, and everything's played. Oh, there is another beef, and the reason I was testing some of the Steam Link stuff, which isn't as good, it looks okay, but it's not as good, is because some games aren't available to play through the service because the companies that own those games or the publishers would really much rather have you use their stuff. So it's mostly Sony shit that won't play there because Sony wants you to buy a Portal and a PS5 Pro, and they want you in their little streamy space. Microsoft games are fine though. They don't seem to care whether you're using that or the other thing. Game Pass works through it. All the stores work through it. So any games I have on Ubisoft Store, Epic, Steam, GOG, anywhere, they all work. With the exception of some publishers just would rather, they'd rather be the service you're using to stream their shit. But other than that, it was damned impressive. And, I didn't expect to come here and say that. I thought I was going to say, well, I think here are the problems and here's what you should be aware of. And really, it's just, do you have a good connection of like 300 gig or 300 meg or more? Yes. Okay. Do you have a device that can run the app they make? And if you have a Mac, a Linux box, a handheld, the freaking Steam Deck has its own native app, like any of those things, it just runs. It's like nothing. And that's the cool thing about the Steam Deck is I'm not just running like Crimson Desert on there, which doesn't run at all natively on the Steam Deck. I can run Crimson Desert on there, and it looks like the 4K beautiful thing, 120 frame thing that I'm watching down here. It's crazy how well.
Have you tried? Sorry, just because I might have missed this detail, but have you tried linking, like having your PC run the system and cloud it, or are you clouding it off a server?
I tried it both ways. So I tried. The Steam Link part is that part. So I did Steam. Steam lets you play between Steam installs wherever you're at. So or to a phone or these apps. But in this case, I would do it like from my Mac to my PC. I would test that, and then I would compare that to GeForce Now at maximum settings. Even locally on my own network, I got more artifacting and a little bit of lag using the Steam Link method than I did if I used GeForce. So I don't know what technology magic's at play there, but they've got something that compensates, or it's just, I don't know. They've designed.
Well, I guess it's always the encoding, right? Like I guess that's why there's a lot of buzz about AV1 or whatever. Like there are better ways to transmit video over networks that aren't in common use because the codec needs to be, or the chip needs to be on whatever it is you're doing to do that, or something like that. I don't know. There's but basically that would be why, you'd have that kind of lag. It depends how what's going on
Yeah.
to code it for transmission and decode it on your hardware. So
Chat says NVENC encoder. Maybe that's something to do with it. I don't know, but I know. And then Lucky or Nut says streaming on Twitch, etc., is the only GeForce problem. No, it isn't. Not at all. In fact, I mean, you'd still want to do it on a computer, but here on my Mac, I streamed a couple of hours of Just Cause 3. I wanted mayhem and explosions to create, lots of noise on screen to test it. It looked great, and I streamed that, and nobody knew any better at home. It looked just as good as anything else I'd stream. So
I did that. Like when I had my old PC, I was using GeForce Now for a while because it's a good solution when your system can't run those things. If you want a good experience, like I guess you tried it with high energy stuff.
Yeah, that was it.
I was playing Divinity and stuff. So
yeah, I did it with high end stuff, a lot of movement because I felt like that was the way to test it, not just for lag, but for just how it looked or how the screen behaved or whatever. And I just didn't have any issues. Chad also says you need to try Sunshine on your PC and Moonlight on the Steam Deck. I've heard that. They're better. They're the same protocols as GeForce Now, so that would improve my local stuff. If I just was trying to stream Steam stuff from this PC around the house, I'd probably look into that more. But the fact that this is working so well, it's just kind of crazy.
9 to 12 brings up a good point because the limit is to keep idiots like from. Oh wait, no, never mind. You were talking about the limit from going to spectacular and leaving their game open the whole time and using all that bandwidth.
Nancy says nerdtacular. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Well, I just mean because I'm playing Nightreign right now, and it's a lobby, right? So I won't shut the game off. I'll go away for 30 minutes and just stay in the lobby. So the game's technically running.
That is a session thing, and you will get in your time.
Yeah, you'll get booted without
Well, not just that, but it also counts against your 100-minute or 100-hour.
But if I recall correctly, if GeForce doesn't detect any input, it'll disconnect you. It'll shut things down. It won't let you just hang out like that. Because a lot of there've been a lot of error. Like World of Warcraft's a good example. It's like I do some dungeons and I'm gonna go make dinner, do some dishes. I don't log out. I might just leave the app on. Like what's the big I'm not gone long enough that I should shut down my PC. Like technically maybe I should, but
the game will kick you out, but not kick you out, but it'll send you back to the login.
Sure, but it'll send you back to login. But the point is I'm not in the habit of religiously turning off my PC for every time I got to get up for what I think will be a short amount of time and ends up turning into longer. So I'm just saying I think a lot of us core gamers, have done that.
Yeah.
With our PC games, have just left them on, and you can't do that with GeForce Now. And if you did, it'd suck because it would chew through a lot of bandwidth. If you have a cap, it'd be bad.
Yeah, but I don't mind. The other thing is I don't mind getting out even if I'm only gone 10 minutes because it's really easy to get in and out. That thing, it doesn't take long.
Yeah, it's not a big deal or anything. I'm just saying even though it takes 2 seconds to log out of Warcraft, it doesn't mean I'm going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fair point.
It's not hard to log out of Warcraft, but heaven forbid I do that.
And this you can play Warcraft through this. You can play World of Warcraft, all the Blizzard games. It even comes up and says, my first time in Diablo IV, I was like, well, which one? And I'm like, which one? What do you mean? There's more. And then I realized what it was saying. It was you own this on Steam, but you also have the synced account on Battle.net, and you can choose which to play it on. Oh. Because it literally is launching a virtualization of that environment, launches that launcher, and then the game runs. So I got to choose.
As long as it has it in their locker, I think is the.
Yeah, they don't care. They just have to tell it.
But they don't support every game. I know. Sometimes you got to look up, is it on GeForce Now?
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the Sony stuff. The Sony stuff is not there. It's a publisher. Publishers have to agree to do it, but Sony wants to. They don't want people to do shit that isn't on their shit.
Yeah, I know. Sony, they want to, they want to be exclusive.
They're not the only ones. I can't play Final Fantasy VII Remake Retrograde, whatever it is. What's it called?
What? Retrograde.
I can't play that one on GeForce Now.
A radiation retrograde.
Which is weird because it must be. I think it's a licensing thing with the original Sony license because other Square Enix games are fine. They're on there in the minis, including that new game John's playing, the Land of Joshua or whatever it's called. Oh, the Adventures of Elliot.
The Land of Joshua.
The Land of Joshua. It's so.
Remember names.
Honestly, that's a better title.
Yeah, it might be a little better.
That was the alternate title for Final Fantasy 16.
Oh,
The game might be amazing.
Excellent.
But that title makes me want to fart.
Blood? You know, not into it?
Blood, I guess.
The game looks so good. I can't wait to hear John talk more about it. But
it's just so disappointing to hear the title. You're like, man, this game looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's called The Adventures of Elliot. It's just like, I don't think I can buy this.
Yeah. So it's really weird how well it worked. I guess the only final thing I would say is I think it is a valid option to consider when you're making your decision. I really do. I didn't think that going in. It was more I'm going to do this for the show. We're going to save a little money, and then we'll see what I think. And my guess is it's probably not. I'm probably going to still say, well, as a last resort. I don't think that anymore. I think it's a resort.
It's a first resort.
I wouldn't say it's a first resort. I just say it's a resort. It's equal to the rest of them. If you said to yourself, I'm planning out my budget for what I want to do for the year, and this is how much I think I'm going to play, and I'm not really as hardcore as I used to be. I got a family now. You start to put all that together. And you may look at your options. Well, get a console, get a PC, get it, whatever. This should be one of the things you think about. I think it's a solid alternative. And it's not.
Or you're saying not even alternative. It's just a solid option.
It's a solid option. It's one of your three or four things you could choose, and you would not go wrong if you did.
Well, more and more people might be signing up for it if they can't, keep up. If they can't run their games to a level that they like. It's an option.
Yeah.
Like
I played Overwatch too. That was really good. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was running on a first gen i7.
Yeah.
So we're up to like 12 or 13, just to get an idea of how old my computer was. I think I bought it in 2008.
Yeah.
The one I had before. Like I had the same PC for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And it can still run like Hero, like especially a lot of the games I was playing, they're Blizzard games. They're designed to be run on toasters, and I didn't really care that much about graphics, just about response time. So at a certain point, it would still actually like pretty impressively run more recent titles, but obviously I have to turn a lot of stuff down. Mm-hmm. And GeForce allowed me to experience games at, a higher fidelity because it wasn't doing any processing on my end.
And I'm used to seeing like weird, glitchy, like up in the corner, there's some artifacting or some ugly video stuff. I'm not seeing any of that shit.
Yeah, with gigabit plus fiber, like you're good.
Yeah, I have NASA internet right now. I should take advantage of it.
You have NASA internet?
Well, somebody told me the other day that NASA has a slower backbone connection than I'm currently getting with 3.5 gigabit fiber.
Sick.
I don't know if that's true, but someone in the chat told me that. So
I think
true,
NASA has more than one address, but sure.
Yeah.
Like their main office, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not streaming 3D video games, and I know they do science stuff can be very demanding, but they're probably not.
Yeah, I don't know what their needs
probably
are.
Not networking that stuff. That they probably need better supercomputers to run their models or whatever. But
yeah, I have no idea.
It's a different world than what we're talking about.
Could have been them just goofing around, but
yeah, it probably is better because they got to make big because everyone's like TV is basically internet now. Like the data that's getting transferred over internet networks.
Yeah, it's just a different method.
Is like if you were, I think, running the networks, you'd be like, we're promising all of our customers reliable TV. Whoa, what happened?
Sorry, video started to play that shouldn't have.
It's okay. It just, the sound was unexpected, so it felt like my brain just like. I felt like somebody like put a suction cup on my brain and went.
Yeah,
like just the way the sound hit me, it was like. So weird.
It's actually this. I was going to show you a little bit of a game I got on sale called Ghostwire Tokyo. Now, if you guys remember, there was that funny Japanese born, or maybe she was Chinese born. I can't remember. She was really funny on stage.
Yeah, she was a meme from that era, but I can't remember what she said. Like, please like our game or something like that.
Yeah, she was cracking everybody up. I thought she was great.
She said spooky.
Oh, yeah, spooky.
Spooky.
And at the time, I remember thinking this game looked really cool. It had some new, interesting ideas. It was this big, sprawling, open world Tokyo where you had just died and now your spirit's roaming around trying to figure out how to get out of here or what to do, and you inhabit another guy's body, and there's all these like themes, and I didn't know much else about it. And reviews were good. They're still good. And Steam reviews are pretty good. They're in the 80s, and I thought, well, I'll just get this. It's $5. It was super cheap. It's like 90% off in the sale. And I don't know why I like it. It really hooked me. So, okay, so there's a story. I think that's the weakest part. part of it might be translation, but it's also not dubbed. It's all Japanese spoken, so it's just subtitles for the dialogue. And so there's a lot of anime vibes to some of that, and some of that I respond to, and some of it I don't. But the story's pretty basic. It's like you're stuck here. There's creatures and spirits and ghosts, and there's combat where you got to take down the spirits and the ghosts. But there's also collectibles, and there's like this store. He's walking in here to talk to this cat. There's all these cats running everything for some reason. It's weird as shit. Like just the weirdest game. So you're buying food from this cat using a kind of a sort of it's just like yen, but it's called something else. Starts with an M, and I forget what they call it. It's a different currency, but it's like yen, where you got like a 2,000 yen for this
money.
Yeah, it's just maybe that's what they mean with M. It's a good point, probably.
Well, M for money. Yeah.
And when
Sometimes they do like MUNI money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, it is the yen symbol though. Because I play lots of Yakuza, I know the yen symbol. So they just converted to they put like 2 bars on either side of the Y.
Yeah, and maybe it's because you're in this world, like all those clouds you see, those digital clouds. I can't go in there or I'll die. But you have to unlock that. You clear those clouds of spiritual whatever.
So is it like an action game or is it like a story game?
It's action mostly. It's a big open world. It's first person. So you're playing, it's like a shooter too. So here in a sec, hopefully this dude will encounter some bad guys. See if I can actually get that to happen. And you fight these dudes that are a lot like, I don't know, it's like fighting a bunch of, here we go. It's like fighting a race of Slender Men, kind of. You might even say, Scott, this looks like a horror game. What are you doing in here? It's not really. It doesn't scare me.
It's giving me different from the marketing. It's giving me like maybe like Dan to Dan vibes a little bit. Not the goofiness, but like you're a ghost hunter or something like.
Kind of that, yeah.
It's not that scary. It's not that serious.
No, and it's not scary at all, really. There's
you like kung fu the ghosts. Know?
Well, in this one, you control wind, you control elements. So you control first your weapon is a wind thing that you use your hand to do. You shoot it like almost like you're shooting with your fingers. Like you're right. It's very weird, but then eventually you get water powers, you get fire powers. The fire powers are limited, but they're basically missiles, is what they act like. So you want to kind of use those sparingly. You can replenish ammo in lots of places, but you want to be careful with that. The wind one is not unlimited either, but there's a lot more to it. It's a lot more fast. The water one is for close-up stuff, and there's different combinations and skills for all of these elements. There's an electrical thing you get later. You're constantly unlocking like new ways to fight and play. Okay. Side missions, lots of ghosts to go talk to and do their little jobs for them. Like in some ways, this is a GTA game, like structurally, or even, I don't know, cyberpunky ideas.
I was gonna say, it looks like that's why I asked if it was an RPG, because like it seems like cyberpunky.
Yeah, a little bit. It's less RPG though. It's more skill based, and you do level up, but you're just like putting points in. Now you can shoot this further, and stuff like that. It's not like stats.
Basic, yeah.
You do have life stats that improve every time and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of everything kind of in there. But you see these floating. Here we go. See that paper he uses? These little paper dolls. He uses those to suck in the lost spirits. And then when you're got a bunch of those, you go find these phones, and you type in the number on the phone, and the phones. Then you take the paper, you slap it on the phone thing. And then it sends the spirits off to whatever netherworld you're trying to send them to. It's very weird. Like thematically, it's kind of all over the place. They use a lot of imagery from old Japanese like folklore and myth and stuff like that. There's a lot of those. What are those masks? Not kabuki. Yeah, that like horns on them, big smiley bone-looking faces. But
I can't think of it either.
Very common Japanese trope. I can't remember the name. Anyway, there's a lot of that.
Oni mask?
Oni, that's it. And the main villain is the Oni guy. He runs around full time in an Oni mask. See if I can find that guy. I might be able to find him. Anyway, lots of trippy visuals, lots of really interesting ideas. The city is really big and cool and super hyper realized. I can't find I want to find the Oni guy. Instead, I look at another damn cat.
It looks very detailed anyways. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a really neat little game that is not like, this isn't game of the year or anything. It's not like,
but it didn't get marketed as like a goofy game. It got marketed as like a horror game.
yeah,
like,
kind of more serious than it actually
what you're showing, the most I've seen what you showed is cats and dogs.
Yeah, lots of cats. The dogs, by the way, you
and
feed them
doing
dog
weird
food.
hand gestures. It seems way cooler than the marketing would.
You feed
they did highlight the good parts.
You feed the dog food, and when you do that, here's the phone thing, so you get to see how this works. So you go in here, pick up the phone, tip tap, it opens up, and inside is this super secret thing. You put your little paper on.
Oh my god!
And then that sends the spirits off into this whatever the system is. And you hang it up, shut it, take the money and the XP. This is how you generate XP.
If I would have seen this in any marketing, I would have been interested in the game. It's weird. Like Go, like fight ghosts. I'm like, great, like 5,000 other games. Cool.
Yeah,
like, whatever. Who cares?
It's a very odd game, and it's so original that I think that's what's driving me. Is I feel like I've never seen some of this shit before. So
a lot of stuff's like in the small details, and like when they're marketing, like marketing's only good for like one thing. It's like characters going, oh, like but like that's way more to a game than that stuff. You got to really highlight those details.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
That's why I said that about that. Remember the Prepper game from one of the most recent weeks? That it was like this is a super special game, but it just looked like actors in like fatigues, like going to prep, you know what I mean? But they're like, no, there's a new way they've done movement in this game. And I was like, thank you. Like, tell me why it's interesting. Because if you just show me your trailer of people going like, oh my God, it's just like, you look like every other game. I have no desire to play your crap. Like, if you don't tell me what are the special things you did. And I think Ghostwire is a good example of that, because this looked like another ghosty horror kill the ghosts game, right? Even in the title. Now what you're showing me, it's like, this game's like very distinctly weird, right? Like the weird hand gestures, there's phones, there's a weirdness to it. I don't even care about the combat. The vibe seems cool.
Yeah, the vibe is cool. And the combat's all right. It's pretty fun. It gets more complex as you go along, and you get more nuanced stuff you can do. I like it, and I just kind of kept coming back to it. I think part of this, I'll be honest, was me going, I need some open world before Black Flag Resynced comes out. I need to just feel the vibes, because I love me an open world game where I got lots of stuff to check off and do on the map and all that. I'm a big fan. So this is that also.
No people, right? Though, like I guess because it's like
there are some. So you do run into some people, and that's always a big story point. Like, why the hell is that person not? Why are they even here?
There's an Umbrella Man there.
Yeah,
okay.
He's a bad guy. He looks like Slender Man. He's got like a sock face. You can sneak up assassin style and get him from behind. That's pretty fun, because then they lose their shit when you do
hand gestures remind me of playing Kiriko in Overwatch.
Yeah, with her little ribbon.
She does a lot of hand gestures. Like when she ults, she's like does all these like weird hand things. Yeah,
those umbrellas, by the way, they act as shields, and you blow them apart slowly, and then they have less shield. It's pretty great. Anyway, it's a weird combo of things, and I'm so glad I found it, because it just felt like a little bit of a discovery. Because otherwise, like you said, the marketing's been bad.
Hand gestures. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Blowing that tree up, getting some spirits out of it, grab a bag of somebody's food they left. Like, it's just weird as shit. There's also these weird objects are kind of glitched in the world. They give you ammo. That truck right there, boom. There's a bunch of shit in there. There's some more spirits to capture. It's just weird. Anyway, I like it. I just keep being compelled to play more of it. I think Black Flag will probably take over for a bit here. But
also, one of the things that you underestimate, because I like this about Yakuza 2, but like, it's Japan, right? So all the roads are small and the cars are dinky, and I somehow really like dinky cars.
Yeah.
Like, I just, for some reason, I just really like, look at that pickup truck. It's like they went out of their way, like on a North American comparison, to make it so like the lamest truck in the universe, but that's just their trucks. But they look so bad.
Yeah.
People would rather die than drive a truck like that here. They're just kill me. It's too embarrassing.
Yeah, the weird little itty bitty trucks are crazy to me. And this game's full of that kind of. Oh, there's some cops. They're batons. They're dicks. The cops. I don't like them. Anyway, point is, you could do a lot worse. And for $5, I felt like I got a deal. So,
all right, sweet.
Cool game.
Well,
I don't know if
$80
Bethesda published this too, which is crazy. This was a Bethesda joint on the publishing side, but
weird.
Yeah. I think they first showed it at an Xbox event or whatever.
So I'm guessing this is the first and last.
Oh yeah, I don't think unless these guys go do it with somebody else, I think this might be it. So worth checking out. And if it's, I think back to full price, so is it worth 60? I don't know. It was worth $5. I can tell you that. You know?
Well, it's at the point now where I'd wait for a sale. Probably that's just the reality of the gaming market. It's and I assume all the developers are laid off. Like I know, including that. I was watching her a little bit, Ikumi Nakamura, who said spooky, as John said.
I don't even think she's still with the company.
She's
right?
not there. She left like a long time ago.
Which is too bad because she cracked me up. I liked her. There's a fat one. I haven't had to fight a fat one.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Context.
Let me show you.
Yes, there's a fat one.
This guy right here.
Very specific meaning.
He's just a little bit of he's a little chunky. And I've never had to fight him. I bet he's tanky or something because he's taking a lot of damage. Well, get the core out of his gut. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it looks
cool game.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's Ghostwire Tokyo.
On the wish list and see if a sale comes up. Because you sold me on it more than anyone else has sold me on it.
There are more ghosts and wires than you would think. So the name is appropriate, unlike most Japanese content. All right. Then I played a little Black Flag Resynced today before the show. I have nothing to say yet because I'm only to the first save. I was hauling ass before the show because I didn't want to be late. And I just wanted to get a taste.
Excuse me?
You don't want to be a dirty asshole that shows up late to something.
No, I don't want to be late for the show. So I hurried up, played as fast as I could, got Edward to Cuba or wherever he ends up, and then saved it, and then I got out.
If our show doesn't start 45 minutes later. So, regardless of when anybody shows up.
That's actually true, but I couldn't play it. You and I had to talk about happy, fun schoolgirl Japanese time or whatever we did earlier today.
You're not wrong.
It was some of that.
It's a weird way to sell it, but you're not wrong.
Yeah.
That sounds concerning more than interesting, but yeah.
Anyway, it was very pretty. I can tell you that so far. My first impression is good, like visually, like woo, my gosh, that is a new. They remade the game. This is not the old game with a little bit of makeup on it. It's like really pretty. So I'll let you know next week more what I think of Black Flag.
I have to make a slight comment here. I think it's really funny. I'm on the Steam page for it because I wanted to just see some visuals, right? While you're talking about it. And I'm like, oh, who's the developer? And the list of developers is just hilarious to me. Ubisoft Singapore, Ubisoft Barcelona, Ubisoft Bordeaux, Ubisoft Belgrade, Ubisoft Chengdu, Ubisoft India, Ubisoft Kiev, Ubisoft Montpellier, Ubisoft Philippines, Ubisoft Quebec, Ubisoft Shanghai.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm like, geez, like, do you have to list them all out? I don't know. I just find this really weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just okay. It had 10 developers.
Yep. And right now it's getting kind of a mixed reaction, but most of it seems like technical. I'm not having that. I've had nothing. Well, I've only played the first bit. But Steam reviews are a little mixy.
It looks good from the trailer.
It's really pretty. And I say pro reviews. The industry reviews have all been very positive. I think they gave it a 9 on IGN and something pretty high on PC Gamer. I can't remember.
PC Gamers is interesting because the guy played both this one and the original.
Oh, he did to compare them or whatever?
Yeah, he played them both back to back.
Oh, wild. Let's see if I can find that one. Oh, there it is.
Kudos to him.
Yeah, he gave it
what nobody else is going to do.
He said 70. They gave it a 75. Newer, not better. Which sounds like he had it. That sounds like the experience between the two is an interesting. I got to read that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting take to. Because I guess the plan he had, I read a little bit of the review, is that when he finished the new one, he was like, well, let me see what it was like on the original. And then he was having so much fun with the original, he just played through the whole thing again.
It says Resynced is good. It's slick, ridiculously beautiful, and improves on the original Black Flag in several ways. I'm impressed by Ubisoft Singapore's obvious love for the source material. Every story beat and cutscene has been recreated shot for shot with the original performance intact. If you've never played the second best Assassin's Creed game ever made, Resynced will get the job done. He didn't say what the top one was, and I wonder if it's it's one guy's opinion. I can't find it. But it'd be funny if it was John's pick as well.
Odyssey.
Odyssey, yeah. It didn't say here. Anyway, I'm looking forward to filling that thing out and having a good time because I love me some pirates. So I'm all in, but haven't played much. I also started Disco Elysium way too early to say much, but I think I get the hype.
Did you get out of your room?
Yes.
That's the first.
Oh, what? You're playing Disco Elysium?
Yeah.
I think I knew this, but we haven't talked about it.
I streamed it a bit. It was also part of my test. I've owned it forever. I've had it for the week it came out, so I just have never gotten around to it.
Oh man, you streamed it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes. Did you die in your room?
No.
It's possible. It is possible that John and I both found
I
two different ways
died
to die
immediately. I was like, this game's hard. I touched one thing and died.
I almost died after a near heart attack thing, but I survived it. I also so I got out of the room once and then went and restarted with a different build. I didn't realize. Okay, this is so dumb, but they have those pre-builts like intelligent. One's tanky but stupid, and the other one's I don't remember what. And then there's a make your own, and I missed the make your own. And I went, well, I'd kind of like to tweak that. So
Sure.
I went and fiddled with it, made myself this artist with some other weird.
Good. No, you should do it that way because, like, here's the thing: is like the game is designed for you not to be amazing at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so the things that you are good at are going to be like what you rely on,
Mm-hmm.
and you are going to have to fail things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a story. It's not like a video game where you're like, I need to beat the raid boss, so don't worry about failing at things. It just means you'll have to find a different way around your problems.
Yeah, it seems like so even in a couple of things that changed with me restarting with the build I preferred, it immediately I went, oh, I can't investigate the hole in the glass and know where that shoe went because I'm too stupid for that now.
Yeah.
And so when I tried to roll, it was like ridiculously hard roll, and I of course didn't get it. And then I'm still walking around with one green shoe because
that's how you're supposed to, like, it's designed to be like you're gonna have gaps. Like there's gonna be parts where you're like, man, I wish I was a dexterity character. Like it has there's that whole band of like being quick thinker.
Mm-hmm.
And being part of a quick thinker is reacting quickly. So if you don't maximize in that, you're like a slow ass dumbo. Like someone's doing something fast, and you're like, "Oh, react quickly to stop the thing," and it's like you have -10 to your roll or something like that. And you're like, you just got to live with it, man. Like you just got to be okay with the fact that like you're going to fail at certain things, but you'll leverage your strengths, and just like kind of life, like you'll get through life using the things you're good at, but you'll see a lot of things you'll fail at and wish, oh man, I should have done this. So don't reroll.
I wish I could have punched this kid, man.
Yeah. I only
Just
re-rolled. I only re-rolled the first time because I think I was too intelligent. Speaking of which, though, John, those kids in that the little where the guy's hanging by the tree.
Oh, you met Kuno?
Those kids are shitheads. I hate them.
You met Kuno? Like, you've played far enough to meet Kuno?
Yeah, I met Kuno. Kuno is the trash-mouthed piece of shit.
He's an important NPC. You gotta keep talking to him if you want, but like, it's
and the girl on the fence over there. I think he's trying to touch your penis, Kuno. It's like you two are the worst kids I've ever been around in my life. Terrible kids, but this scene right here. In fact, when I puked right in front of the thing.
Yeah, just wait till you meet his dad.
Oh, that was the thing I wish I'd had at the time. Is I wish I'd had better constitution to not barf, because then to get around the fact that you barfed there is a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
suffering through embarrassments is also part of the game. You you have amnesia, so you're a blank slate technically, but you'll come to learn. You'll probably be no great admirer of who the character was prior to
I died from sitting in a chair in that game. That's good. It's a great game.
I remember you telling that story, and I was like,
very
what
good
is
game.
this?
Died from sitting in a chair.
Although one way to help your rolls is to use drugs. Like there's speed and cigarettes and alcohol, and they have advantages and disadvantages. And if you use them too much, you get addicted, which is its own problem. But they can be used to give you some advantages sometimes in the short term.
Well, I knew that the what was I going to say? The voiceover edition of all the extra VO was
Final Cut,
supposed to be good. I didn't realize how good. It's so good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
The narrator is like among one of the best like game vocal performances, and
It's incredible.
when you finish the game and realize just how much dialogue he recorded for the game, like it's insane. Like he's. And especially since I went nerdy, like I went like, because I was like, oh, this is a mystery to solve. Let me play Mr. Smart Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's so smart that you get lost. Like there's a bookstore, and you can flip through books and read the books and pontificate on the books. And like one book will take you like 2 hours.
Yeah, I hear the hyper intelligent builds will take you
especially
like
with hyper intelligent. You'd be like consulting your brain, and it'll give you like a Wikipedia entry on everything your brain comes up because you're like Abed or something. Like you have like this encyclopedic knowledge. So the game will be like, you want the encyclopedia? Here you go. Here's your brain. This is how your brain functions. It gives you miles and miles of text and information. And sometimes you're like, wait, this doesn't help me solve anything I'm doing in the game. Like I've been here 8 hours thinking about things that has zero impact potentially on what I'm doing in terms of like the narrative.
Yeah. There's been times of that already in my playthrough where I'm like, why did I go in there? And that was a whole thing about what? Like, what was the point of it? Although I enjoyed the conversation. Like, they've taken the part of role playing that most games shave and simplify. Instead, they've gone, forget about all that other shit everybody works on. This is what we're doing. This is
they lean so heavy into it. And if you go like, because this is what I ran into for my first playthrough, because I had no idea what the game was. I was the first one of us to play it.
Yeah.
I was all I heard was it's like a very deep RPG system. Didn't know what I was getting into. And I think I went high intelligence and very artsy. And all of a sudden, the way the character is perceiving everything is like through complex metaphor and deep thought. And I was like, the hell is this game? Mm-hmm. Like it was almost unenjoyable because everything was because the game will just tailor itself to you. If you go very artistic with how you perceive the world will react to you in a lot of metaphor and allegory, and it reflects that. So you have to be wanting to engage with it in the level that you said, this is how my guy engages with the world, because that's what you're going to get back.
Yep.
If you go hyper intelligent, you're going to get way too much information potentially. Mm-hmm. But if that's what you like, that's what you're going to get.
What you're going to get. Yeah.
What I would really want to do is a meathead playthrough. So there's a build you can do where you just put everything into muscles.
Yeah.
And so, like, all your problems is like punching people and like not understanding how anything's working. Yeah. You're like, this guy sounds smarter than you. That's a threat to how you feel. You feel a strong urge to punch.
You should punch him right in the face.
Punch him.
And the voices are so like you're talking to your endocrine system.
Yeah.
It's not narrators in the traditional sense of the man lifted the door and found a thing. It's not that. It's your spleen will start to say shit to you. Maybe not that specific.
You have 16 different like all those. Everything you put a stat point into on your character sheet is a different voice in your head that can talk to you more or less depending on how many points you put into it.
Yeah.
So you have 16 different characters in your brain. Plus, you've got like the meta narrative of like you've encountered the lizard brain like in the opening and stuff like that. So there's more than just that, but like. Everything you interact with involves also what your brain is, the messages your brain's coming up with of your character. And this is why it's game of the year. This is why it's highly praised, is that it's not just like a gimmick for the first hour and for main story beats. It's literally in the whole effing game.
Yeah.
Your brain is constantly like misleading you. Like, honestly, you will pick things, even if you have low stats, especially if they're low stats, like your sense of drama might chime in and be like, this guy's a dork. And you're like, wait. And then another part of your brain's like, no, he makes sense. Like, it'll give you conflicting information. Yeah. And the information varies depending on how many points you have in each, and also depending on what you've done in the game, right? So it's a real like work of art. Like it's
I'm still, I'll be honest about all the controversy behind the company and stuff and the things that went down.
Sure.
It now makes sense to me, even just with them as much as I've played. This is just too close to the sun without getting burned. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something really special here. Yeah. It's clear that they cracked an egg that no one's cracked before.
Yeah.
Why would anyone think that was a well-run studio and that everybody had their head on straight? Like this is too good. It sounds like a negative thing. Like
when you get to a certain point in the game too, you will dive headfirst into communism, ultra-fascism, ultra-liberalism. Like it's a science fiction alternate world, but like they're all recognizable as debates we're having in politics nowadays, all incendiary. And you'll meet characters who reflect different political angles and will bait you into political debates and stuff. And you're just like, oh my God. And it's like, it's actually pretty like astute, right? It doesn't feel like try it. Like you'll actually be thinking about and your brain will chime in obviously as well.
Yeah.
If it likes fascism, it's like fascism sounds good. I think I like fascism. Oh, eventually you will pick like to align your character sheet with certain political ideologies.
Oh, great. Can't wait for that.
Well, it's all in the service of comedy. Like at the end of the day, it's not saying anything serious. It's just saying that the people of the world are, like outside. You've probably seen there's people gathered outside the place you're staying at, and that's a worker. It's a union strike.
Oh, a union strike. Okay.
Yeah, and so
what's the alignment that I choose to punt kick freaking Kuno to the next county? How do I do that?
I think you should have
it is an option.
I encourage you.
I think I watched Beau try and look like a.
So I played a smarty and I didn't have any strength or ability.
Trying to punch a kid
and I missed and slipped on my ass. And Kuno was like, "Look at the fat piggy trying to punch me. He's trying to diddle me and he can't do it."
Yeah,
and it's like, oh my God, I want to string him up, but I didn't roll it. So I didn't go back and re-roll a character. However, if you do want to deal with problems with violence, there's a character build for that. You need to put everything into strength, but you have limited points. You won't be smart.
No.
You won't be artistically minded. You'll just be authoritative and solve everything with violence.
Now I do a lot of envisioning and visualization about how I want to articulate things, including my own name, which I had to be super visual about. Like the art part is really kicking in on that.
So there is like they all at a certain point, sometimes you feel like I put points in this and I don't use it a lot, but everything comes up in unexpected ways. And the fun part about my playthrough is I only experienced it the way I played it. I've missed plenty of stuff because I didn't have high points and other things that I can't even.
That's why
you don't even know.
But multiple runs in that game.
But one thing I do know is there are points where visual investigation becomes like a thing when you're like looking at stuff that that I think you'll find it interesting, but it's just not constant. But yeah, like there's one key moment in the game I'm not going to talk about where like if you were super agile, it'd be really helpful to look cool and badass and to like deal with the situation. And I'm like, well, I'm so deep into the game, I'm not re-rolling. So I guess I just die. Which, and you just have to let the game like handle it for you, like at a certain point, it's like there's this acceptance or this defeat, no matter what build you do, that you're fallible human and you can't survive without other people, but you're such a despicable asshole that barely anybody wants to be friends or nice to you.
Yeah.
I assume you've met Kim. Have you met Kim?
I have met Kim. Yep. Kim met me early on. Yeah.
Kim is a badass. So just, treasure that friendship because he's the only one that seems to want to, like he says he's just there because it's for professional reasons, but he's literally your only lifeline.
He seems like my only friend in the whole game. If there's a friend in the game, it's him. Yeah. So I'm having it's a very neat thing. Will I go all the way on this? Maybe. Chat's already making bets. I mean,
if you do it, I'd be very proud of you.
It's a beast. It's a beast. And it got me to buy. So while the sale was still going, they had a deep discount on that new Esoteric Ebb game that you talked about, which is people call
it the same thing. If you can't make it through Disco, you're not going to make it through Esoteric Ebb.
I thought so. My understanding is Esoteric Ebb is a little more.
It's D&D, like it has spells, like it's full D&D. The only big difference is, and this is why I'm waiting a bit, it's not voice acted.
Oh.
Which the voice acting was so spectacular in Disco Elysium that it kind of bummed me out.
Are they going to add it?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh.
But it bummed me out because I was reading them out loud and I'm like, man, these games are so dense. It might still be worth playing, but it's an adjustment.
It's getting killer reviews. People really like it.
It seems really good. Like I think I believe it. I started playing it and I was like, oh man, it's not narrated. Even if it's like modded in, I don't know. I I would pay extra if esoteric, like if they need the money for it, like great. I pay for an extra add-on to have it like narrated.
Well, it took the other game a couple years to get the VO. Maybe the same thing.
Yeah, Ebb is like a small developer too, whereas like Disco Elysium still indie developer, but they had a team, like they had big investment on that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I like what's pretty clear in the little bit that I've played that whoever made Esoteric Ebb really liked Disco Elysium.
Oh, clearly. Yeah.
It's also an amnesiac character that goes around that is kind of a loser, and everyone treats them like a loser, but I just don't know what direction the game goes out of that. It doesn't look like a depression simulator. Like Disco Elysium's like you play a loser, the world's crappy, and I don't think the world will be any better by the time you finish the game, but maybe you'll learn something about yourself or the world, hopefully, or not.
Somewhere in their own description, they called themselves a disco-like they give full credit.
Yeah, you can really feel it, but it seems like an original enough idea with like cool things of its own that looks awesome. Like it was just the lack of voice acting bummed me out a bit, and I was like, what if I there's tons of games to play that I'm interested. What if I wait? And like I have zero parades, and honestly, like the only thing about those games is like now that you're playing Disco Elysium, I will tell you this: it's rewarding. You'll want to, and you will enjoy playing it. You will have a hard time not being distracted by other games. It is not a flashy game. It's about the equivalent of reading an actual book rather than playing a video game.
Sure.
So I had to force myself some days to be like, yeah, I want to do other things, but like I have to play this. If I'm never going to finish this game or get to the end, and I know when I start, I'll enjoy it. But it was kind of hard to get started sometimes. So, and I ended up streaming like the entire thing. That kind of helped motivate me too a bit, like creating expectation with others. It's a really weird relationship to have with a game, right? Usually games like you want to play them. You're not talking to yourself. It's like going jogging or something where it's like, you'll feel better when you start running, even though you don't feel like running right now. You know, it's the same kind of thing with Disco. But I found it very rewarding by the time I got to the end. So it's just like all the weird avenues of conversation. Have you talked to the lady in the foyer about cryptozoology yet?
Not about that, but I've talked to her about.
Well, you might want to.
I told her I wanted to have sex with her, even though I didn't really want to.
What?
Yeah, because one of the options was that, and then the alternatives.
No, not the. You're talking about the blonde lady upstairs.
Yeah, her.
But you told her that.
No, I didn't tell her that. My character had 3 options. One of them was that. The other 2 were worse. And I went, I guess I'll ask her. I'll tell her I think she's...
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess that was an impulsive thing you're forced to do because of who you're playing as.
Yeah, it's probably my build. Or it was my build before. I don't know about now. I can't remember what she said the second time.
I meant in the foyer, there's an older lady downstairs. You know, you meet the hotel clerk.
Oh, yeah, that guy's a pud. I don't like him.
Yeah, you're like, you don't really have money to pay rent, and I guess you're trying to figure that whole deal out.
He works there but doesn't somehow. He's an expert in cafeterias, but he doesn't need this place. He's weird. That guy's weird.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. But there's a lady down there in that room, like in a wheelchair, I think.
Oh, I haven't talked to her yet. No, I did too. Just outside the building. She's the one that tells you. Lady. Yeah. She's the one that says that the signs up top say "Go home, pigs," or it's all anti-cop stuff. Yeah. I talked to her, but I don't think I got into the.
Okay. Well, the thing is, you can get in very deep with all the characters, as I found out. Although it depends on your build, because my guy was super detective man, who's like a walking Wikipedia. So I'd always like have lots of options to explore things further. But I'm just wondering. That's all. Just,
okay. Well, there you go.
Like, there's a whole comprehensive thing on a subject called cryptozoology, which I won't get into here. But just every character has like things that you can explore deeper with. I don't know.
Kuno,
I'm so glad you're playing it. It's so good.
Kuno had a way of making me forget everything but Kuno. I just want to kick his ass.
I mean, he's a great character because of just like, if you think about like, does this work of art, like, does it make me feel things? Does it displace me? Does it like change my point of view? Does it make me uncomfortable? Like, the game really is good at like doing that. Like, I think something I don't think I've felt in very many games. More movies I would associate with feelings like that, or novels.
Yeah.
So it's very good at doing it, but I don't know, man. Keep at it. I don't know. I'm just excited you're playing. I don't want you to stop, but you do what you feel like, obviously.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I got some pirate shit.
It's my Claire Obscure. And John was like, "Oh man,
Why don't you play Clair Obscur, you idiots? Why aren't you playing Clair Obscur? And, I feel that way about Disco, where it's like, it's kind of worth it. It's kind of worth it in the long run.
John, let's swing it over to you. It says here you 300%ed AstroBot.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I 300%ed it.
Well, tell me more about that.
Well, usually we use the phrase 100% to mean I unlocked all the achievements, but apparently there is they released DLC for AstroBot that added a bunch of challenges and new achievements. So if the 100%, which gets you a platinum, is 100%, then getting all the achievements from the others is a 300%. Now, the video you're showing, this is actually me playing.
Oh, all right.
This is the final challenge. This is the hardest level in the game. And I spent a insane amount of time trying this level. This one's a real pickle. is what this level is.
It looks like it.
It is one of the more demandingly difficult platformer stages I have ever played. It requires both, precision jumping and timing and knowing the mechanics, but then it adds an additional wrinkle to you have to use your special. There are certain assistants that you get in certain stages, and it uses a few of them to get through. And this one ties that into the gameplay as well. Now, what's funny is you will see that when it gets near the end of this run, and you can tell, like, the first bit I breeze through because I've done it 700 times. I've played it a lot.
Yeah.
Then
is there a time limit on this, or
no time limit? Except there are times where what you're standing on will break underneath you or stuff like that. So occasionally there's a form of time limit, like the rocks I'm about to jump on right here will fall if you stand on them for a period of time. So now they reform, but they will fall. So there are ways that the game kind of forces you to make progress, but you also want to go fast because there's no checkpointing. So if you die, you're doing all of this again from the beginning. So you have to start over. So if you want to get better at the later stuff, you have to rush your way through the early stuff. So this right here is the final puzzle or final challenge of it. It's not really a puzzle. You have to jump on top of this block, grab that chain, and rocket jump up while it is electrified on all but one side and leaves electricity behind it. This seems like it shouldn't be that hard of a challenge. But let me tell you, when you are trying to control... Oh, also, probably the meanest thing is to use the rocket. The camera naturally tilts up, so you can't see where you're supposed to land.
Oh, I see. Oh, shit.
Yep. But
That just gave me...
I got real lucky.
Oh, that makes me want to die, dude.
you fell off the side, and luckily there was just a platform and a little sliver of where you fell.
Depressing, though.
I saved it.
A game over for sure.
Intentional, but like you don't have enough time to do it quickly and easily. But the funny thing about this video, just seeing as we're talking about the video part of it right now, is that when I do get it, because you are going to see me beat the stage, you're going to see me pause, and then you're going to see the little motion control remote moving. And what that is that's me walking across the house to tell my family, hey, kids, you want to gather around the PlayStation and watch me beat this challenge?
Oh, so you paused right before the finale?
I paused right before the finale because I know this is the last challenge. I know this is it. So I do get it here, and it's like, all I have to do is jump on that ramp, right?
There's controllers all over the house.
And so the funny thing is you can see I apparently took the controller with me because you're going to see it wiggle as I walk through the house. Yeah. And here I go, and we're moving. And it you know what? I got to give the PlayStation credit. The signal on this controller, it's tracking for a good long while. It doesn't get jittery till I get to the far end of the house, and then all of a sudden it starts to hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But then you'll see it switch sides, and I come back and we.
Is that what the 327 of 328 is on the bottom left there?
No, those are bots. So that's what you're trying to rescue. There are 328 bots in AstroBot that you need to rescue.
The entirety of the game has that many.
And yes, so this you can see up at the top right under Mega Mix Mastery. It's got a little It's got a little icon with a swirly PlayStation logo next to it. That's because there's one bot left to rescue. It is this bot. It is, we'll see if Beau recognizes him.
Okay.
See if he recognizes which bot we managed to rescue here.
Oh.
There he is. Look at him.
It's a little Sephiroth.
It's Sephiroth. It's Sephiroth.
I see a bunch of. Oh, weird! It killed before I thought. Okay,
there's Lost Island Exotica again.
Yeah, some more music. So, what if you could you fall off at that point when you brought the family in and you unpause? Could you have accidentally hit that jump wrong and gone down and died and have to do it again?
No, that jump's pretty locked in, but I could have fallen off the side.
Oh, shit!
I could have done something real stupid.
Everything about that gives me gas.
But
gas.
It's the platforming and the challenge stages are really hard. But they're so fun. It's so good. That was such a fun process to go through, unlocking that one. What you need to get for the base level one, there's a challenge for that where the final bot is Master Onion from Parappa the Rappa. I think that's his name, right? The Master
Parappa the
Onion.
Rappa?
Yeah. So he's the guy you unlock from the first one.
He's the punch, kick, it's all in the mind, that guy.
Yeah.
I love
that
him.
guy.
Love him.
So he's the original final bot. Now it's Sephiroth.
It's great.
And it's really cool. And some of the stuff, I unlocked the Cloud bot, and you get accessories for all of them. And so they are posing doing something. So with Sephiroth, unsurprising, you get his big Muramasa sword, and he's standing there, and you go up, and if you hit him, he will do a random elemental attack to you. But Cloud is my favorite because you hit him and a limit break gauge appears above his head. And if you hit him enough to fill up the limit break gauge, he locks you in place and does Omni Slash to you and ends it with a bonk on the head, and then chocobos appear above your head in a little circle. And they've got tons of those. You can get a bunch of the Resident Evil characters. They got Chris, Jill, Leon, Claire, and Wesker is in there as well.
Oh, good. He's not Zoran or whatever. He's actual Wesker.
No, but the funny thing is if you hit him, he changes into a lab coat. And then if you hit him again, he changes back into tactical Wesker. So
okay. Tactical Wesker.
Yeah. So they all have their things, but I've unlocked all the achievements. I've beaten every single stage. I've done everything there is to do. So naturally, my son's reaction was, "Dad, let's start a new save." So just before we did the show today, I beat the game again. Now, not at 100% level, but I beat the final boss again for him because there's a lot of passing the controller for it. But he is doing a surprising amount now. It's so fun. AstroBot was amazing, and it's still really fun to play. And I will say, I've gotten shockingly good at that game by doing that final challenge.
Oh,
because there are a lot of challenge levels that the game will throw at you, and a lot of them took a ton of tries. And now when he passes them to me, he's like, "Dad, do this level." I'm like, "Oh, buddy, I hated this level. This level was so hard."
Yeah.
Now I will beat it probably with it. Usually first try, if not within 3 tries, to be like, "Okay, let me figure this out." So it's gotten me very good at the game.
Yeah.
But it was a fun challenge. I highly recommend this game to everybody. I totally get why there's such a gushing fandom over this game. While I still maintain, because there's going to be people in the Discord being like, "I told you," that yes, you can play Astro's Playroom to get an idea of what this game evolves into. This is for sure an evolution of that. You can get a preview and go, "Oh, look at the things they're trying," but everything is perfected here. Everything is bigger, everything is better, with the exception of the monkey climber power up. Everything's an improvement. They can get rid of that monkey climber power up though. That thing is garbage. What a piece of shit that is. Every time that pops out, I hate that so much. And the funny thing is my son kind of knows it too, because he's like, "Dad, what power-ups are in the game?" And I'll be like, "Well, there's the rocket chicken." And he's like, "I like that." And I'm like, "Well, there's the little ball shield." And he's like, "I like that." There's the monkey grabbers. And he goes, "I hate that."
Even the kid knows. That's
I was
great.
like, he knows. There's some that are punching gloves, but they're green, and he calls them the Yoshi gloves, which I'm sure PlayStation is thrilled that that's the branding on their gloves. He's like, yeah, we got the Yoshi gloves.
Nice.
Like, yep, we do.
Yeah.
So I'm still playing AstroBot basically on a daily basis because he wakes up and I have to tell him to do other things because he wakes up and he goes, Dad, I think it's time to play a little Astro. I'm like, well, let's have breakfast.
Let's
and
eat first.
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And,
No, you don't want to
do
turn
the
into
things we
Beau.
gotta do.
You don't want to be pooping while we play, do you, buddy? No.
I see
great.
chat saying, can you ask John now if it makes sense why it got Game of the Year? For sure. And honestly, it made sense back then. I mean, I didn't play it, but I had played enough of Astro's Playroom to go, yeah, if that's a really solid platformer, it's not what I would give it, but yes, like it feels like a perfect or as close to perfect 3D platformer that I have ever played. It is that good, that charming, and that fun.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic.
You've convinced me that at some point that'll be something to play.
Yeah.
And I was kind of
And
ready to write it off. So
300%ed it.
that's crazy.
Like this seems to be a weird year for me, like getting 100% in games, but like I'm shocked I stuck with it that long. And there was just the day I did that run was just like, I was like, I'm not going to be defeated by this. The reason my family wasn't in the room is I told my wife, I was like, I just need a break. I've been doing nothing but AstroBot and getting asked to do this all day. Like, I just need some time to myself. Please take the kids, do something, entertain them. I just need some alone time. And then I had alone time and I was like, I'm gonna play AstroBot. Because I gotta get through this challenge. I gotta do it so bad.
I think that's great.
But yeah, the biggest issue with it, honestly, is I don't know if I have ever seen a game more perfectly suited to playing with your kid. In that it is equally fun as an adult as it is for the kid. My son, like I said, he struggles with the right thumbstick. He really doesn't like to use that, which has been the biggest barrier for getting into other games. Because as soon as you're like, you gotta look around, he's like, ugh. What I gotta hit it for? Like you can play enough of AstroBot without it that it's fine. And he's had so much fun with it, but it's made me realize every time I go to try something else, it's like, well, this has a ton of reading in it. This has a ton of instructions. This requires a lot of use of the right thumbstick. I mean, part of the because when you get into aiming with the game, you can use the tilt controls on the PlayStation for aiming. So there's sections where it's like, well, you got to shoot a bow and arrow. He tilts the controller for it. Most games aren't going to let you do that. Most games are going to be like, you got to use the thumbstick, which he isn't using yet. So it's kind of the perfect game to play with your kid. And as a result, we're experimenting with other things. He really wanted to play Minecraft, so I put Minecraft on the other day, and he just didn't. All he did was just dig things. He just was like just collecting dirt and tree parts and sand and stuff. He didn't build anything. He just and punched pigs and cows and stuff. But AstroBot is still the game that he asked to keep coming back to and keep playing.
Nice. A hit in the Jagger home.
Yeah,
I like
big
it.
time.
You get up to anything else?
I did. I played more of the Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales.
Oh.
Yeah,
The game is looking so cool. I kind of feel tempted about that one.
In fact, I beat it. Just put it out there. I beat it, but I'm not done with it. It is a game that apparently I looked it up after the fact. Like one was obvious, but apparently it has 3 endings. I got the middle ending, and
You got the one where Elliot and the alien touch fingers, and then the alien flies off.
yeah, it's a bunch of Reese's Pieces.
Oh, good.
And no, it is a very good game. It's not always about scores, but it's just really nice shorthand to be like, this is a 4 out of 5 game or an 8 out of 10 game. Like everything it sets out to do, it is at the very least very capable at, and in some areas very exceptional at. Like visuals are incredible. The gameplay is very solid. I think the story could have been more ambitious than it is. It is a little simplified in its storytelling. In fact, sometimes it suffers from that frustration you have in storytelling where it's like, everyone can see what's going on. Can you please let the characters catch up, to where I'm at thinking wise, but I don't think it uses, so it plays with time travel. And honestly, it's one of the smartest things that I've seen a game do recently is time travel is a main mechanic in this game. And what it uses the time travel for is a way to effectively reuse the same map 4 times.
Oh, interesting.
And it kind of goes to that economy that we talk about where it's like, you don't have to reinvent everything every single time. Like sometimes just being creative can do the work for you. So like this game has a fairly like, I would say normal to average size like world map. It's honestly the best comparison is Zelda because this game already is a lot like Zelda Link to the Past. But you know how Link to the Past had a light world and the dark world? Kind of a similar principle to that, except it's got 4 different ages that you play through. And they're a lot more similar than they are different, but the stories that they tell and that it allows you to tell by going through these 4 different ages really play to its strengths. And it is it plays a lot like Zelda, where it's that kind of actiony isometric view. It's not hearts. They're kind of like crystals, but you collect them, you collect pieces of them, all of that. I think the biggest shortcoming is that sometimes it's a little too saccharine with its storytelling, and it doesn't quite make good enough use of the time travel. Like at no point do they say like, we cannot impact time. We have to make sure that we don't change anything. Like they're fully aware that you can change time because it happens. You go back in time to stop someone from changing time. But like there'll be parts where it's like we met someone who has an illness and we really want to find a way, like the whole person's thing is like, we got to find a way to cure him. And then you'll go on another side quest and they're like, we got to find this rare mushroom that said could cure any illness. And you're like, oh, this will be perfect for that person. That's not a story in this game. And
Really?
it's like, well, but why isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, because that's not part of this story that we're telling. And like, they're just things like that where it feels like it drops the ball as often as it does something interesting with it.
Oh, weird.
But overall, there are, the core story is good enough to where I was interested through the whole thing. Some of the side quests got a little long in the tooth, but some of them were also very compelling stories. Some of those are where you actually kind of wish they would do more with the time travel, where it's like, oh, we did this in the past and this is how it impacted it in the future. Although sometimes it's, again, just a little too ham-fisted with it, where it's like, you have a guy who's kind of mean to his worker. Like she drops a plate and he's like, what do you think we are, made of money, dropping plates? Blah, 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 blah. And then you go back in time and you help this guy who's like dying out in the wilderness, and you bring him up to a fire and you warm him up and you take care of him. And he's like, people before things is now my philosophy. And like, that could have been enough. But then you go back to that inn and that guy's like, as my ancestor once said back in the day that was most important, people before things, I say, that's our motto. And then she like drops another plate and he's like, are you okay? Because I care about people, not things. And I need to, and it just hits it too much. And it's like you can be subtle. Like I can put this together that I change time and I fix things. But there are others that are really sweet. Like a guy who just wants to he wants to write children's books and you help him, and they ask about your story. And then in the future you hear someone where it's like, oh, tell us the story that's about this. And it's like, oh, that's cool. 'Cause that, that's what we did. So it plays into it a bit, but not enough. Overall, though, I think it is a product that is greater than the occasional bump or flaw that I've run into as I've played through it. The dungeons are really cool. The bosses are really cool. The combat system I think is fantastic. Even if I kind of found 2 weapons that I like and only kind of begrudgingly change weapons when I have to, it's got quite a collection of weapons that you can use in combat. But I really like the way they do the combat system. In fact, it's one of the most fun of that style, like the Zelda style, that I have ever played, where it actually, you get a new shield and you're like, oh, this feels cool. I like that I have this because the shields feels way more useful than it has in other Zelda games. And, oh, I've upgraded my sword. Now this looks and feels a lot cooler than it did too. So on a combat perspective, it's really solid as well. So
you think does the game... The Mana series comparisons, do those hold up? Does it feel like those a little bit?
A little bit. I mean, to me, the biggest thing about Mana in that series is that it has that gauge that has to fill. So you hit, and then it goes bloop, 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 and goes up to 100%, and then you strike again. This will let you spam attacks like crazy.
Oh.
And your attacks are going to basically be doing roughly the same damage all the time, but you can charge up to do bigger attacks. So,
okay.
People are saying Trials of Mana got rid of that. I haven't played Trials of Mana. I've heard that it is superior to Secret, and it's one of the best Mana games. I haven't played it.
Yeah, it is good.
So,
I like that game.
All I have for reference here is Secret of Mana.
Yeah.
And it's similar to it in how it controls, but I like this better. Music's really good. I mean, all the stuff you kind of want from an RPG is there. I think maybe the only thing that was lacking a little bit for me is the story felt a little simplistic. I am a little excited though, because this secret ending it seems like it's designed to rectify some of the things I didn't like with the story. Like, it feels like some characters and threads just get dropped and forgotten. And it feels like that's what the additional ending is there to do, is to tie up some of those loose ends that exist. So Elliot as a character is a great character, actually. I think giving a main character that's sort of just like nice and good to everybody, like he's really endearing. Like, everybody he meets, he tips his little hat to and is like willing to help anybody with anything. And that part I thought was fine. The problem is I felt like too much of the rest of the world was also that way. And there wasn't enough conflict. Like, there was one guy who was like, I hate the world and I want it to change. And I was like, why? Everybody I've met has been nice. And it's sort of like every age you go to, there's one person who kind of sucks. And like, other than that, everybody else is pretty cool. So, those are the only areas that I didn't really like, but it's fun. And like I said, there is an interesting little co-op thing you can do with it. But I haven't experimented with it because giving it to a 5-year-old, I think, would be maybe a little asking for too much chaos. But the fairy companion that runs around with you, a second player can control. So they can fly around, but you basically give them unfettered access to your magic, which means they can burn through it, which means they have control of when you sprint, which means they can do all sorts of stuff that when you have a 5-year-old, especially if he's prone to trolling you or messing with you, there's just enough ways where he could make my experience playing the game a bit of a nightmare. So I haven't experimented with it yet, but I might let him, now that I'm done, I might let him goof around with it a little bit.
I'm going to
see how that goes.
Let me reference something I saw, and this is going to embarrass myself, no one else. But there's this boss that we were just watching this fight. It's called the Rathomobile. I first read that as the Rat Homobile. Anyway, moving on.
Those words technically are in there. Yes.
Yeah. My brain latched on to Rat Homobile in a hardcore way, and I would not like that.
If that's how they pronounced it in a cutscene, it wouldn't surprise me, because let me tell you, this game makes some choices with names. Yes, we have Elliot, which did grow on me because, again, he's a very likable character, and it's fine, but we've already talked about the fact that this takes place in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's so funny.
There's another character whose name, for all intents and purposes, looks like Eugene, but it's pronounced Eugene.
Oh, my gosh.
And that drives me a little bit crazy. And there is a place where you go to. One of the timelines has 2 scientific organizations that have different philosophies. I'm going to give you both names. You tell me which one you think is good and which one you think is bad, because there's definitely one that's bad and there's definitely one that's good.
All right.
So the first one is called For the War Institute.
Okay.
The second one is called the 4 Minute Institute.
The 4 Minute?
The 4 Minute Institute.
4 Minute Institute and the 4 War Institute.
For the War Institute.
Well, I think the For the War Institute is probably the bad guys. I don't know.
Wouldn't you? Hey, isn't that crazy that the one that's called For the War is, and the one that's for men,
When you say For the War, all I think of is For the Horde.
Yeah.
Yeah, For the Horde.
They really just, whoever's doing the naming is just like, I don't know. Just, it's
Like,
good enough.
whatever. Yeah.
His name's Elliot. Should we do anything?
that's
No,
what I
his
mean.
name's Elliot.
Yeah. It's real basic. Just
What's
go with
this
it.
character's name? Eugene? Oops, I accidentally typed Eugene. Just keep it.
Yeah, it's the
It's
rat.
fine.
It's Rat Homobile. Get used to it. That's fantastic. I want
there's
to
a
play
lot
this
of
game.
stuff.
This game looks great to me. I don't
It's
know,
good.
Really drawing me in.
I recommend it. It is, again, it's not something that you're going to walk away going, oh my gosh, this moved me in such a way that I am forever changed. But in terms of a fun RPG that's just actiony, that lets you go out and do things and collect stuff, you can collect cats in the game. If you like cats, it's a real winner for you. Cats are a big part of this. It is exactly that. And I've had a ton of fun. I had a bunch of other stuff I wanted to play this week, and all I really wanted to do when I wasn't being asked to tag in on AstroBot was play this. So I highly recommend it. And again, I think it looks really good. Anybody who's looked at like Octopath Traveler or any of those games and gone, man, I love the way they look, but I just need something that's more actiony and not as turn-based, is exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And it's been fun to, here's a free tip. There's a item in the game that allows you to hover if you hold jump after you press it. The most game-breakingly good item I've ever seen. There's so much stuff that this item, I bought it, and it has trivialized over the course of this game, including there were spots where I was just like, oh, well, this is clearly the way I will come around after I go through the dungeon, but I'm pretty sure I can make that jump. I just hover over there, and I go, yep, I made that jump. I guess we're running this dungeon in reverse. It's been really cool in that regard, and I've had a good time with it. I'm looking forward to going through and kind of collecting everything, getting my health up to all the rows. I think I've only got like 3 hearts, for lack of a better word, on the bottom row at the moment, and I'm like, I could go through and get most of the cats and get these hearts and find the other weapons, because there are weapon upgrades you find as you go through the game. The last weapon you get is a lightsaber for the sword.
How long to
pretty
beat
good.
says 34 and a half hours if you're a completionist. So that's what you got looking.
Let's see. What am I working at right now? I mean, I've left it open a lot because a lot of times I'm playing while actually playing AstroBot. But
Yeah, its average says 28 hours, but
32.8
okay,
is what I'm at.
So with a little bit of idle time, you're right around the 28 probably. If I had to guess.
Yeah, to get through, and I dive pretty deep on a lot of this stuff, so I'm already on the path to completionist, even if I'm not there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna see whatever the bigger ending is, because I kind of have already figured out what the final boss or bosses they're building up are, but it's kind of figuring out how to make that happen that I need to get through. So
I just like looking at it. It's fun to look at.
yeah, it's fun to play. Like, I have found myself just running around getting in fights because I really like the gameplay of it. It's just a fun
Kind of
feeling game
open
to
world
play.
too. Look at all that.
It is, and you can go to different ages, so it's that times 4.
Oh shit.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I don't know.
And the dungeons change depending on which time you go through. So
All right. That's a really interesting use of that design economy. I like it.
I think they could have done more with it, but I think for what's there, it's serviceable. Like for the first game in this to be like, oh, let's test it, let's see how it is.
Yeah.
It's an amazing first effort. I think if somebody were to do it again, I'd like to see them actually have a little more impact, because I feel like every time I've thought, oh, is the story going to go like this? It hasn't, and it's gone in a less interesting direction.
I get it. They're using those Final Fantasy gates for when you got to zone into something.
Yep,
dots.
there they are.
I like it.
And then you get a cool little animation of him just like going up or down some stairs, and then, like, that's the transition animation. It's
I like stuff like that.
Beyond that, the only other thing I want to do is give a shout out thank you to Devastatia for gifting the game Look Outside. That's been on my wish list for a long time. And for Cactus Boy 00 for a game called Make Way, which they said thought might be a fun game to play with my son. So we'll look into that too.
Oh, I've been very curious about Look Inside or Outside. Oh, yeah. All right, that's on my list. Yeah, that looks cool.
Look outside.
Yeah, what's Make Way again? What is that? Let's see.
This is a game that they said thought looked good as a play with my son game. I think they said that they might have played it with their kid even.
Oh, look at that.
But yeah, it looks like it's kind of a racing, create a track
almost like
thing.
Micro Machines vibes out of this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So-
That's speaking my language here. This looks fun. Oh, yeah. Make your own tracks and shit.
Yeah.
All right. Sign me up. That game looks great. Well done. Beau, Nightreign still has a grip on you like a hot lady in the night or whatever. In the Nightreign. Are you now lord of all of it? You're like top of the leaderboards?
No, far from it. In fact, I'm playing ranked. So the reason I'm still playing it is this is basically like my esport at this point. Like, there's a lot. I've talked a lot about it, but basically there's a ranked mode called Deep of Night where the game gets progressively harder, and to advance, like to get your rank points, you got to win. And if you don't win, you might lose points. There's 5 ranks, 5 depths, as they call them. And I'm on depth 3 currently. In depth 1, you don't lose points, you just gain points. So basically you got to win 5 games, 5 rounds.
Yeah.
And then it's like plus 200 a win, minus 200 a loss. But you'll get some forgiveness for leavers if someone leaves. And you lose less points depending on how far you get in depth 2, so it's still more forgiving. But each rank gets harder and harder. So I know there's a depth, for example, where it doesn't mark anything on the map, and you got to visually find everything, which I'm not there yet. Anyways, it's a game that you like progressively get better and better at. That has like this skill expression business, right? Like learning the boss move sets. There's the relic system, which works kind of like Diablo affixes, except they roll so random that you can roll mostly turds, like in Diablo 2. You know, you just get like an intellect and dexterity item, and you're like, who is this? It's for no one. Well, there's a lot of these relics you get in between matches that are like that. So kind of like it's pleasurable. You get a lot of relic roll chances for your attempts with pass or fail. That makes it like a tremendous amount of fun to like the game's already fun. I want to try and get better relics. There's extra relic slots in the ranked mode, so you're trying to find like, there is a way to customize your character to bring them in with the best possible thing. But like, even though they upgrade your character, you still never feel overpowered enough that you're not worried about losing. You know what I mean? Like the enemies pretty much can nearly one shot without collecting defensives during your run up to the boss. So it's fun. I'm like, yes, like I'm playing it professionally pretty much. Like if I'm playing a game, I'm playing Nightreign, and at the rank I'm at, I will lose and win matches, right? So it's not as easy as just going straight up the ladder, but I am now solidly mid tier 3. And the goal is to get to tier 5 in max points. Maybe, I don't know. Like I'm just, I know we like to play new games and stuff right now, but this,
no, this is great. I mean,
this is as close to a new Heroes of the Storm like that I've had in terms of like interest level and replacement. It's a phenomenal video game.
Maybe weird to say this, but does this make Elden Ring and this as a complete package like one of your best games you've ever owned?
Yeah, I mean, it enhances my enjoyment of Elden Ring generally, although I already really liked it, but it's such a different beast. it's like Elden Ring slower, fall damage kills you, where this one you're immune to fall damage. Like there's just differences. But this one's much more manic. You have limited time crunch to get to hit all the points of interest you want to like get shots at items and stuff like that. And like the time crunch, although it can be kind of annoying sometimes, it's mostly good because it keeps the matches. You could sit there all day and just farm stuff, and it'd take like 3 hours to do what is like 40 minutes of stuff. So it's like, it's not bad. It's part of like getting better at the game, right? Just optimal routing on your map. And there's enough variation in the maps that with the expanded DLC, which added a second map and new points of interest, that the game feels like a lot more complete than it did on launch. That it's just a tremendous amount of fun. I'm just really enjoying getting better at it. So I've been playing the Witch, like the Recluse, because I was actually climbing and I kind of have the best relics for her. But as I'm farming up more relics, I've been playing Wilder, John Nightreign, as we like to call him.
John Nightreign?
Ryan Nightreign or John Dark Souls. Yeah.
Okay.
There's just the generic character you start as is just like, he's kind of the best at everything character. Like, usually you start with a new character and it's like, okay, this is the new character. I want to play the advanced characters. Yeah. But actually, as it turns out, the first guy is just like the biggest, to use the parlance of today's youth, the biggest Chad in the game. Like, it's such a meme. I've played with people called John Dark Souls as their like username. Like it's a known thing that he's just Mr. Dark Souls.
That's John with an H though, so John's safe in this regard.
No, it's not with an H. Well, I've seen both spellings actually. It's either one.
Oh, John.
It's I think it's a crib on John Wick, right? So it's like John Dark Souls. Like it's just he's just an everyman good character.
He's Cliff
I was
Crimson
playing
Desert.
as him in that clip you showed, and like his ultimate is like spectacular. He just has an arm cannon that he shoots at point blank. Like you don't shoot at range, you go right up to him and just point your shotgun arm cannon and explode their ass.
Look at you dancing. Look at you. You just victory.
Oh, we won. We're happy. Yeah, victory.
And these are rando people you're with?
Yeah, there's just two random executors.
Oh, that guy's had a sort of an N-word name. Fantastic. Good job.
Oh, did he? I didn't even notice. Sorry.
NIGS.
Well, it might not be. So the funny thing about the censorship is they won't force you to change your name. They'll just block it out, right? Yeah. So there is like someone was called Homelander, but they just blocked out the Ho, H-O. So it's just Blander. But I'm like, but it's not an inappropriate context. It's not a ho context. Like it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just, they're not.
Yeah, I mean, it's the internet. They're like, people are definitely doing trolly ass dumb names in that game. Wait, was there a name in that game? I don't think so. Is there?
I don't know.
You said there was a.
Oh, the one I saw, and it said NIGS was his name.
No, it's NOGS. It's probably just.
Oh, I thought it said I.
Yeah, I have it on the second screen. I'm like, no, I've seen actually reportable names. Like that's barely affects me. Like when you take words and you take the first letter and swap it with the other letter because it's super racist one way and then it's not. Like I've been a couple of those.
Sure, I get it.
But also it does like censor. It's just the weirdest 2-letter combos on things that aren't there, which makes the name actually look worse. Like it's So I don't know, man. Yeah, but anyways, it's naming aside. Okay, that's the thing in all games, right? People are constantly trying to get around it.
Sure.
It's good. I'm such a nerd for this game. Like every little nuance, like this attack animation is once or twice, and then you got to dodge or parrying, or rolling forward is better than rolling backward, or like I'm at the point where I'm watching content creators talk about like extremely nerdy, nuanced subjects of conversation to do with knowing the game that, I don't know if we can really discuss it here with any level of interest unless I got an interesting story to tell. But like,
if it's 2007, you could start a podcast about Nightreign, call it Nightcast or something. Right? Raincast.
Yeah. Pod Rain.
Yeah.
No, I would avoid all of that. But like, there would be like, I'm pretty sure I'll be done with this game at some point. I'm making my goal to. I think like when I climb to rank 5, I'm not sure what else I'm gonna do with the game. It was like that with Pokemon Unite. I hit Master League and went, I'm gonna move on.
Sure.
So right now I'm just like interested in ranking up and getting a good character. So, that's what I've been doing.
I see a little Slay the Spire 2 on here as well.
Well, we're still playing Slay the Spire every Sunday, and we're up to Ascension level 9 of 10. So
this isn't the board game. You're talking about the video game, right?
Video game.
Okay.
Yeah, the multiplayer, like Sundays. I haven't checked in a couple of weeks on that. So
That's right. I keep forgetting this thing has like a co-op mode.
Yeah, we're doing 4-player co-op, and we're up to Ascension level 9. So things are starting to get hard. So now that enemies have like extra health, now it's going to be extra damage. And then the last Ascension level is 2 you have to fight 2 Act 3 bosses. I don't know. It's just fun, man. It's like a pretty casual way for your friends to just hang out and not. Multiplayer is much easier than single player. Mm-hmm. You can still die, but Pepperoni Pete just picks cards that attack. He doesn't do strategy. Apparently, he says. So he just like plays all the attack cards.
Does Pete listen? Do you know if he listens to the show?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
No, we're good. We can say whatever we want about Pepperoni Pete.
I mean, you never know. People say they don't listen, I don't have time, and then eventually they do start listening. So, and that's nice.
That's true.
My brother might be listening. Hi, Jake. How's it going?
Hey, Jake.
My mom
Jake Schwartz is a great.
Jacob Schwartz.
Love it. Yeah.
And my mom might be upstairs watching live to see if she can come down.
Hi, Mom.
Hello. We'll feed the cat. We'll be done soon, I think.
Yeah.
And Mike listens. So Mike likes to work on houses and climb rocks. And you never know. He might turn on the podcast. And
hey, Mike.
He really likes Sam Harris. Sam Harris is his guy.
Oh.
He's his guy.
Yeah.
So, when someone has a guy and you're like, listen to this other show, they're like, but I got my guy.
Yeah.
But he'll tune into this one. So I'm honored to be part of the 2 podcasts.
I get it when people have a guy. I totally get it.
Yeah. They have a guy, and it's just like,
who's Crofton's guy? Because Crofton's nenever listening. What's Crofton?
Crofton's such a mainstream normie guy. I think he likes
like porn. Just porn.
No. Smartless.
Porn.
Smartless, like.
Oh yeah, the 3. What the Justin
Bateman? Like, just pick the most regular normie, like A-list celebrities who do a podcast. There's a whole world of interesting, diverse things out there, and you're going to listen to this. And he's like, "Yep, I love that."
It's actually pretty good. Those 3 guys are pretty good.
Yeah, I know, but
it's just a little mainstreamy.
It's just I always with my podcast like selection, I'm always like, I'm not picking people who have other avenues for their careers to listen to.
Yeah.
Like I listen to Conan sometimes because it's kind of funny, but I'm like, it's still too the stuff they talk about where they're like, our TV contracts or whatever, and I'm just like, this is way too. This is boring. I don't want to listen to your Hollywood shit. As much as I like Conan, I don't necessarily need to make that a mainstay in my. I like people like us.
Yeah, people like us, lowly folks who have to work from the bottom up, not the other way.
For the video game stuff, I don't know how much I love it, but I have been listening to the Game Business, which links for that have been going out a little more, but. I think that's actually funded by Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, I think so.
And Jeff's been on there, but like he's got interesting guests at the very least, and it's usually on the business end of things, which I know nothing about, so I find it educational.
Mm-hmm. I forgot he worked for Game Trailers when he asked Matt Maddock that question about the 360, or he said the thing about the 360. He was a Game Trailers reporter at that time.
Oh yeah, I remember Game Trailers.
Yeah, they're still around.
This is the channel.
They're still around, still a channel, just still do stuff, but
it's one of those things where you're like, how do they make money? Like, why is this an organized?
They pivoted,
publish their own.
They had trailers at the time. They were
trailers
at the time. Nobody was doing what we do now, and certainly YouTube wasn't what it was. So they had to pivot and create content and all that. I think they did pretty good for themselves as far as pivoting.
Yeah, I think they saw a lot of subs and views on their stuff, but
yeah. Oh, yawn. Beau's done talking about games.
Yeah, Beau's done.
Yeah, he's cooked. He's cooked.
He's sleepy.
My mom's
go take a nap.
Yeah, a little sleepy.
She says, I heard you yawn. Can I come down and feed the cat? Why don't you take a nap?
Thanks, honey.
Oh, okay. Hang on. My mom sent me some corrections, so she's been watching.
Oh, she is watching. All right. What do you got?
So, nope. I never told. So apparently I'm not named after Beau from Days of Our Lives.
Oh.
She just liked the name Beau and not Beau, B-O, because it's spelled B-O. Well, so just discount everything I said earlier if you made it this far.
All right. I think that improves things. I think that's
okay,
better.
Maybe. I thought I heard that, though. I swear I was told that. That's when you get a memory and then everyone's like, that's not a real memory you have. And you're like, well,
no, it's family lore. Family legend is always a weird thing like that because there'll be things where you're like, you told me I threw up at Thanksgiving and landed on grandma or something, and then you find out I was
hate that my brain's like wasted on bad data. I'm like an AI hallucinating.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Yeah, we should be easy on AI when they hallucinate because we do too. So it's accurately artificial intelligence.
That is true. Maybe it's more real than we've given it credit for.
And she says, hi, I'm here. So she's definitely watching.
Excellent.
That's great. I feel.
Maybe she'll hear this awful mashup of us from 2022.
Oh, we got a mashup? Great. Yeah. Turn the volume up, Mom. You'll love this.
2020 actually is the year. Sorry.
Oh, it's an oldie.
Oldie but a goodie. Well, oldie now. Didn't feel that long ago.
Pandemic episode.
Yeah. This is prior to the pizza in the kitchen, John, I think, or right around that time. Hopefully,
this would have been around pizza time.
It happened exactly during pizza time.
Yeah. We have audio.
These clips from during pizza time.
So let's have a listen. It's called Mortal Cuts. Cuts is spelled with a K, like Mortal Kombat. I don't know who would have said that, but we're going to find out as I hit play. Here it is.
Greetings, adventurer. If it's mashups you seek, the Mashup Guild you shall find at patreon.com/mashupguild.
I want to go to like Mortal Cuts with a K.
Mortal Cuts. I guess it was Beau.
One shave.
Yeah.
Scorpion just opens the door.
Get over here. Yeah, get over here.
I guess it's my turn.
Come here. I guess it's my turn. All right, you almost done? Yeah, rinse him and finish him.
Ronda Rousey's there too.
They say finish him in massage parlors. Anyway, hey, we're done with that talk.
You get the massage and then a bunch of lights go did it finish him, and then it's like rickety rubber.
It'd be Goro because he has all the arms. He'd be a good.
What does he need multiple arms for?
Well, in Beau's scenario,
there are other parts to pleasure besides the thing.
Wow.
You're all picturing where the other three arms are right now.
Yeah, you are. I'm the final boss.
And while it's happening, that unsexy music is playing.
Yeah. Terrible visual. All right.
I thought they were going to talk about video games, and then they were talking about Goro and happy endings, and
I was misled as to what they're doing here.
I don't like what's going on here. Yeah. I don't like it.
Nope. Oh my gosh, dude.
I guess that wasn't one of those where we had to guess. That was just...
The amount of time between that and now is like good, where sometimes it feels more recent and I remember them, but I forgot completely about this.
I have no memory of that.
That was a good one for your mom to hear too.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh my God. My mom's listening to our idea of combining Mortal Kombat and a massage parlor that does
happy endings.
Endings.
You're going to have to explain to her.
Four-armed Goro, no less.
Yeah, you're going to have to explain who Goro is, right?
Mortal Kombat.
You're going to have to explain who Goro is, and also I think it's 6 arms, isn't it? Or is it 4? How does he have? Oh, he doesn't have 3 sets? All right. No. Yeah, you'll have to tell her who that is, show her pictures.
I think it was pretty clear for the mashup. I don't think I'm going to explain anything.
Well, Mom, you might have heard a couple things on the show today, and I just want to show you a couple pictures so you understand.
Yeah, just to clear things up.
I'm not going to bring it up. I'm just going to be like, so what do you want for dinner?
Yeah, what do you want to eat? Well, speaking of eating, let's eat a Dear Martha letter. That's usually what we do here at the end of the show.
I don't want to eat a Dear Martha letter.
We're going to hear what the letter home tells Dear Martha about what's happening on the war front when it comes to the games we played. John, take it away.
My dearest Martha, I was thrown a little bit. We transitioned directly from the mashup to this, but I'm going to recover by getting to the games we played today. Scott played a bunch of shit on GeForce Now.
Yep.
None of it is new. You shouldn't be like, what's that hot game he talked about when talking about the GeForce Now? I'm not going to repeat them here. Go back and listen to the segment. Yeah. Like Diablo 4. Like, we haven't talked about that before. Okay?
Yeah.
It's fine. But if you are wondering a game he did talk about that sounded new, it's probably Ghostwire Tokyo. Or maybe a little Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Or Disco Elysium. John talked about AstroBot again. Look, if you're tired of it, imagine how he's feeling. He has to play it every single day, whether he wants to or not. It's just a part of life now. But he also played The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, a title as long as the game. And Beau played Nightreign, a game he's seemingly never going to stop playing. So, get used to it.
Yeah.
He also played Slay the Spire 2, So he changed it up
Yeah.
by playing something else he's played nonstop since forever. Yours in this life and the next. So very tired.
Yeah.
42.
42. I was going to ask, what's the number? Jeez. Well done. Wait, that also corresponds with. Wait, how old are you? You're 42.
Oh, probably 40.
One?
About to be 42, I think.
Shh. You're a child still. You're young.
Oh, but a sweet summer boy.
Sweet boy looking out to the world for. I don't know why they're Irish. All right.
I don't know. That was the direction my accent was going, and then I was like, let's pivot. Let's not do that. And I like that you dove right in.
Yep.
You're like, nah, no pivot for me.
Yep.
I'm doing it.
Embrace it. That's going to do it for today. Please go use our website at your leisure. It's frogpants.com/core. And you'll find ways to support us there, contact us there, all kinds of ways to have your voice heard. And we're happy to hear it. So get it in there. Big thanks, everybody, for listening. We will be back next week with more, plus a bunch of stuff in the meantime. So watch for it. That'll do it for us. For me, for John, for Beau. We'll see you next week.
This has been a Frog Pants production. Find all our shows at frogpants.com.
It's men like you that are ruining this world.
Oh, forgotten gods of ancient times.